Well, a very good morning, good afternoon, or good evening, everyone. I'm DJ Sean, and welcome through to the Monday Night X-Plane stream. If you haven't seen me before, hi, I'm DJ Sean. I'm that charity streamer. My job here on Twitch is to raise money and awareness for various charities throughout the year. And this month, we're raising money for a fantastic organisation called the Black Dog Institute. I've had a lot of requests on this channel for getting a bit of variety through some of the charities that we raise money for, and covering off mental health has been a big request. So that's exactly what we've got. The Black Dog Institute tackles many mental health concerns, from depression through to suicide to many others. They also do a lot of research in that area, and here is a little taste of some of the stuff that they do. See you in a sec.
Depression, also known as the black dog, affects 1 in 5 Australians. Thankfully, it has been clinically proven that regular exercise can alter brain chemistry for the better. It can go a long way to help reduce symptoms of depression. So exercise your mood and bring the black dog down to size. Exercise your mood, because everyone deserves peace of mind.
I think you'll agree with me that that's a pretty good organisation and a pretty good message there to be supporting. So we have got off our way thanks to the generosity of a few last night. I really do appreciate the support. 100% of all donations do go through to charity, and they're donated live on stream at the end of the month. Okay, well, tonight, Milk Run Monday, we are back in Australia. One of the requests I've had through the feedback that I've asked for, Larrikin, hello buddy, welcome to the stream. How you doing? Well, 22:48:13. Sean, it's been forever. Drip, hey Drip, it has been forever. It has been. Welcome back. I hope you've been well. One of the requests I've had in the stream is to get a little bit more international content on. So we've been flying through the UK, we've been in the States, we've been in Norway, we've been exploring the Grand Canyon, we've been exploring the Alps, we've been doing it in a variety of different aircraft, and I haven't really been flying home very much. I haven't been flying back in Australia very much, so I'm very much looking forward to a couple of sectors tonight during a online event. This is being hosted on Vatsim in the Vatpack division of Vatsim, where we've got basically Milk Run Monday. Melbourne to Sydney, I think, is the second or third or fourth. I can't remember my great memory. It was like the 6th, but I think it is like up there second or third now in the world, the busiest sector in the world. And it's a pretty short flight. It's about an hour and a half. It's only about 56 minutes in the air between two major cities in Australia, Sydney and Melbourne. Lived in both of them. So what we're going to be doing, a couple of flights tonight. We're going to start off around halfway. It's not quite halfway there in Canberra. We're going to fly Canberra to Melbourne, turn the aircraft around in Melbourne, and operate it to Sydney. So looking forward to it. It's going to be a good couple of flights. So it's Canberra into Melbourne. We should have full ATC the whole way, hopefully. Fingers crossed. There should be a fair bit of ATC online. Turn the aircraft around in Melbourne, and then back out to Sydney. So looking forward to it. So that's what we're going to be doing tonight. So let's go ahead now and get the sim started, and let's get straight into it. Again, big congratulations to Leroy for winning the screenshot competition from last night. Good work, Leroy. Your shot story is getting a workout. I really like the Marchetti SF260, which is what you can see. Which is what you can see there in the shot. School started back. I should be in bed, but I have priorities. Other priorities, Trip. Absolutely. Absolutely, other priorities, buddy. YSCB Canberra is the one for us over here. We'll chuck on gate 8, I think was what we use in real life. We'll jump in the Zibo 7.3. So we do want to track the real time, but what we're going to do is we're just going to change the hour back a couple. So it's going to be about there. It's probably going to be an evening flight. What is it? It's 4:15, 5:15, turn the aircraft around. Summer months, it's going to be longer down there. Yeah, that's going to be working out pretty well. And start the aircraft. Start loading in.
And his name is John C.
Oh, it's good. Peter, thank you so much for the follow. Welcome to the stream, my friend. If you've got any questions or comments, please shout out. Dun school is for losers. Din dun, isn't it? Dun larrikin. I think you stuffed it up, buddy. Big cheers to everyone. Hope you're all Monday or Sunday evening for our international friends is treating you okay, or is it Monday morning there now? My time zone. Hey Siri, what temperature? No, wait, scrap that. We don't want to know what the temperature is. Hey Siri, what's the time in New York?
In New York City, New York, the United States, it's 3:18.
Okay, 3:18. So I guess it's almost Monday everywhere else. So I was the bloke who did the GA at Gold Coast yesterday. Oh, right, buddy. Well, welcome. Are you a Bravo Charlie Golf Quebec something? You were the guy that FS Cloud broke my ability to type on Unicom. Unfortunately, I was madly trying to hand fly a Cessna 172. BFO, that's right, BFO. I was madly trying to hand fly the 172 while getting some guy was trying to buzz me. All the while I was trying to do that, try to type to you, and it didn't really work. So I do apologize again. My intentions were not to cut you off there. Piece of paper, so it makes it. Hi Sean, hey Joe, welcome to the stream. I hope you're doing really well. I hope you're doing well. I know I've asked you about the TBM 900 with regards to the crash to desktop straight. I have it's a hotfix replacing files I received from Hotstart Discord, but do you think I should wait until the official fix from Hotstart? Well, Joe, it's up to you, buddy. I know I was talking to the devs this morning actually about a separate matter, and actually asked about what are we? We're Velocity 284, and asked about the state of the TBM, and they're working hard on it. They're furiously working hard to try and fix it. With X-Plane keep changing a few things, it makes it a little bit makes it a little bit difficult. Oh, I feel like we've pushed back to we were into the gate too far. I think we're in the gate a little bit too far. Okay, we can work with that, no problem. I guess we just have to get on via the wing. So maybe I need to crack the wing emergency exit, and we can all get in via the wing. Makes sense. Oh dear. All right, let's get this guy set up. Now, good. What is that YSCB scenery? I think I googled just X-Plane-YSCB, I'm pretty sure. It doesn't look too bad. Yeah, we're loading in on the wing. That's how tonight's flight's going to go. You can see here we've actually got Canberra and a new airport terminal for Canberra, which is really a nice change. Even though there's a pretty decent bridge there that's not really there in real life. Good work, X-Plane. Joe, yeah, firm, always running the high definition Zibo. Better for the streaming. So let's go ahead now and get the baby started up. So power on, arm the exit lights, and APU1, get the low oil pressure, and 2, 1 potato, 2 potato, 3, release, up comes the APU. I thought we were a bit far forward. Oh well. And there's a Q833, which is an unfamiliar call sign, so it's put it as an British Airways A319 or A320 there. I think he's meant to be Qantas, but he should have QF or QA, isn't it? Not just Q. Looks like it's just me and him on the ramp at the moment. Pretty clear weather here. We will get active SCO. Better put our flight plan in. Canberra, Melbourne. There we go. Have a look at the Maparoonie here. Lock to aircraft. Beautiful. That's where we go. We're heading south to Melbourne today. Is there an option for high res? Absolutely, there is. There is a res option for high res. Yep. We're getting about 63 FPS here at the moment. Okay, generator on. One fuel pump for the APU. We'll pressurize the hydraulics. On come the window heat. We'll warm up the IRS. Back down here, we'll turn the chimes on. We won't turn the fasten seatbelts on because we haven't fueled the aircraft. Bleed on for the APU isolation valve to auto and put the left and right packs on. There we go. We've got some air noise, some wind noise coming through. Alrighty. Any other plugins required? No, Joe. No, that's about it I've got for the aircraft. I'm pretty sure. What am I doing? I am actually, unfortunately, downloading some Ortho4XP in the background. I'm a little bit cheekily downloading some WA to fill up my Perth WA area, and it is going in the background here. So that's going to it's going to give me take the edge off my frames a little bit. That converting of it. So I do apologise. We get a couple little frame drops here and there. I was actually hoping it would have been finished before I started streaming, but 17 tiles takes a little while. Okay, so that's warmed up. Let's go ahead now and chuck the IRS in. FMC. So what do we got here? Position initialization. We are in Canberra, Yankee Sierra Charlie Bravo. This is the GPS that we want. The aircraft's found these two from its left and right IRS sensors. Chuck that in there. Come over here, chuck Canberra in there, and up comes the displays very, very nicely. Okay, before we do that, what we're going to do is we're going to get the aircraft... we're going to do a little bit of a look through the flight plan here, but before I do that, let me just grab the fuel here. So 6.5 and 61.2. 6.5... and 61.2 for us. 61.2 is 8 on that, so 19.8. Can I math? Let's see, 19.8. 61.2 or 62.2? 61.2. Oh, 61.3. That'll do for now, and 6.5. There we go. Now that the aircraft's been fueled per se, let's go start the flight leg, and we'll go ahead and put the fasten seatbelt signs on. Okay, let's go ahead and review. You do what she says. Okay. I feel like we need to close the door. Okay, so we are operating Velocity 284 today. We are flying from Canberra through to Melbourne. Like I said, this is going to be a relatively short flight, just 52 minutes in the air, requiring about 2.6 tonnes of fuel. We've got our standard contingency there. I've chucked on an extra hour's holding fuel for us. The weather's pretty good in Melbourne. You'll see it's a bit gusty, but it's fine. But I've chucked an extra hour's holding fuel because we are online in Vatsim, and sometimes this route gets really, really busy, and we have to hold over Melbourne before we get sent in. So we've got an hour up our sleeve should we need it. Have class in the morning, but need to sleep, but I wish I could watch. Have some butter landings for me. Drip, no worries, buddy. We'll see you again really soon. Thanks for popping in. Not carrying an alternate for this flight, like I said. We've got the standard fixed reserve of 30 minutes, about 1.2 tonnes there. So the minimum required on the ramp is about 6.5 tonnes of fuel. If we come down here, you can see there's 6.5 tonnes. It's actually a little bit less, but we chuck a little bit on there for the taxi out to the runway there. So about 6.5. By the time we get overhead, though, the fuel over the top of the destination, we're going to have about an hour and 33 minutes up our sleeve should we need it. Zero fuel weight of 61.2 today, plus the 6.5 motion lotion minus a little bit for the taxi, gives us a blast off weight of 67.6 tonnes. We'll just round up there. Probably should have rounded up there when I chuck that in, but we won't miss 100 kilos. The envelope on this aircraft is huge. We're going to burn off about 6.2 tonnes worth of fuel on the flight, so we're going to be landing with about 64.9 tonnes in Melbourne. So our blast off weight is 67.6 tonnes. Those of you that know me and the aircraft well know that the maximum landing weight for this aircraft is only 66.3 tonnes. So we're about 1,200 kilos over our max landing weight. We just need to remember that for the departure briefing. Okay, this schedule is going to be a little bit out of whack because I've adjusted the time back to daylight. The sun is setting here in Australia at the moment, and I didn't want to have a completely all-night flight. Hopefully, this first flight's into the day, and then it'll transition. The sun will be setting when we get into Melbourne, and then departing Melbourne for Sydney, we'll get that lovely sunset, and into Sydney in the evening. So hopefully, we get a bit of variety on the stream. I'm looking forward to it. Hopefully, you guys are too. So we'll skip the schedule for now. It's not really applicable to what we're doing. Next section, this talks about our wind and conditions at our top of the climb. So a shear rate of 2. We know that anything greater than 6 means that we're going to have a few bumps in that cruise segment of the flight. It's only 2, so it's really smooth air up there tonight, so we should have a fairly smooth flight. Up at flight level 360 for us, the wind up there is 278 at 42 knots. Not carrying an alternate, we don't have to go through the contingency summary for this flight. This page is the business end of the flight plan. You'll see me come back to this when we're deep in the box and configuring the aircraft up for our departure. Mike hasn't been working lately. Can you show me your AXP connection window for Canberra? Yeah, I can do that for you, buddy. No problems. So that's my home window there. Obviously connected. I've got the beta version. 6976. I'm pretty sure that's the beta version. Obviously live real-time mode, X-plane connected. It's airing, and I've updated the AirX cycle for us. It sees us in Canberra here, and I've loaded in the route there. So yeah, it all looks pretty good. And our briefing, obviously, for our flight, we don't need it. We've got the PFPX plan. So I'm going to skip the business end of the flight plan for now. We'll come back to that in a few minutes. Okay, this is the actual physical flight plan. This lists every waypoint, including our top of climb, any step climbs, and our top of descent. We'll go through this in a little bit more as we just check the plan when we put it into the FMC. One thing we will do is check this a couple of times during flight, because it has got some important information, like each waypoint. We really are on the departure and then almost straight into the arrival. It's got each of the waypoints here, so you can mirror up the fuel that you would have at the top of each waypoint. I want to compare the winds. Oh, the conditions. My apologies. There you go, buddy. That's the conditions. I'll just sit here and have a quick sip of my beer. Alright, buddy, you got 5 seconds. Yeah, I got it working. Awesome. There you go. Beautiful. All right, continuing on. No alternate plan for us, so we don't have one. And here we go with the weather. So we are in Canberra today. This was automatically generated, and the weather hasn't been adjusted by hand, which is why we get the auto message there. The wind is 290 so runway 35 for us, and we'll just accept a 60-knot crosswind. It's only 13 knots. Excuse me. We have good visibility. Temperature 27, so it's warm in Canberra. Dew point of 3, QNH 1003, and there's no significant weather forecasted. If we look at the forecast and a little bit beyond, it's also looking pretty good. There's going to be some gusty wind later on. The current, 07, so that's what's that, 17, it's 5, so a little while ago now. This observation was between this time, Cav OK and some good wind, some light wind there of 14 knots. That's Cav OK. We're not going to be here for any of that, so some cloud coming in later. Actually, no, Cav OK, but some gusty. Wow, 42 knots. It's going to get really blowy here in Canberra. Looking more importantly at our destination, so this observation was taken at about 5 p.m. local time. The wind 300 at 17 knots. That's probably going to be a runway 26 or 34 for us. Yeah, I think Cav OK, so it's good conditions in Melbourne. Temperature 26, QNH 9er. That's interesting. Looking at the forecast, it's going to stay pretty good, but there's some gusty winds forecasted for Melbourne. This will probably be live for us, 350 at 12, Cav OK. That wind picking up a little bit later on, and some showers moving through the area throughout the night. That inter is not active for us. That's active for much later in the evening and tomorrow morning. Okay, coming down here, this is a bit of a sideways look at the flight plan. You can see here we're starting up here on the right-hand side, going left. A bit odd, but PFBX has chucked that one out. You can see there's a little bit of bit of turbulence just up there at the top of climb, but it should be relatively fine. If we look at the PFBX chart, this is now a top-down view of our route, departing out of Canberra, tracking north, a couple of left-hand turns and a right-hand turn, and setting track for Melbourne. Okay, well that's the review of the flight plan. Let's go ahead now and get the aircraft configured. We had QNH1003, so I'm going to go chuck that up there and out of view. QNH1003 for us. And we'll go ahead and grab this guy here, 1003. Chuck you in there, 1003. And just confirm on your side, 1003, just there. All right, so we're going to go ahead now and complete the first of the checklists. We have only just sat in this aircraft. We haven't operated this aircraft before, so the check that we're going to do is going to be a little bit more thorough than what we would otherwise perform. Check the oxygen on both sides. Check a quick light there, check a quick light there, coming back down here. We might turn some lights on here. We're getting a... That's not what I wanted. That's the floodlight. That's the panel light. There we go. Helps if I get the right one. Okay, whoop, no, that way. Quick test. Yes, you will light up. Cargo light fire test. Yes. TCAS test. Quick light test. Coming down here, quick light test. Awesome. Fuel reset. What's your YSB? Hey Zivos, hello, welcome. If you just Google explain 11 space YSCB, you should be able to find it. Okay, let's light the thing up like a Christmas tree here. Quick check that everything's lighting up like it should. We should see everything lighting up. Everything looks good. And the TCAS test has passed. Okay, so we're coming over here now to the GPWS test. There we go. Step out of the seat here, have a little bit of a look, starting at the bottom here, and check the manual gear extension handles are all in the locked position. We can close you. Have a looking at all the circuit breakers. There are a mountain compared to a GA aircraft. Everything's looking all locked in on that side. Hi everyone, welcome to the crew, the guests on board. A quick check down this side, checking all the circuit breakers. They're also looking really, really good. We'll come back up here to the overhead panel. We've got someone out there. Look out the other aircraft, please. I will rate it. Look out. Talking about out here. Looking out here at the scenery here. Like that. There you go, buddy. Alrighty, coming back to the overhead panel here. We normally check for the ropes here to escape out, and they unfortunately don't open up. So coming up to the up here, we're going to have a quick look at the stall test on my side. Stick shaker on my side is shaking. We'll grab your side. Stick shaker on your side is shaking. Quick check of the flight recorder. The off should extinguish. It does. Close you. Quick test of you, 3 greens again, quick light test on that, and we are all done. Time for a checklist. Okay, so we have got the pre-flight checklist. Oxygen is tested 100% on both sides. The navigation, transfer and display switches, that's these guys here. They're all normal and auto. Whew. The window heat, that's the 4 switches along the back. They are all on. The pressurization mode selector, he's over here in the corner. He's on auto. We'll set our our cruise altitude here of flight level 360, so we don't forget it. The flight instruments, I've got heading 219 on my side. I've got heading 219 on your side. We've got altimeter. through 1003 there, 1003 there, and 1003 there, giving us an elevation of about 1800 feet, which is close enough for government work. The parking brake is set and the start levers are cut off. That's the pre-flight checklist complete. Alrighty, now with that done, let's see what ATC's online. Show who's online. Just Melbourne Centre. Just Melbourne Centre. Alright, well, let's contact... Oh, he's gone offline now too. Alright, we'll just rock and roll with whatever we've got. This is meant to be an online event on Vatsim and there's no ATC online. Alright, let's... we'll rock with that. Okay, Avi tab. Charts, plans, you... Okay, so I spoke about the business end of the flight plan. That's this page. Oh, sensors back. This is this page just here. So if we have a look here, this gives us our route. You can see that we're operating from runway 35, flying this route running on runway 27. That's obviously subject to ATC. A distance of just 281 nautical miles, flight level 360 for us, and this is what we're going to enter into the flight management computer, which we'll go ahead and do now. So we're going from Canberra, we're going to Sydney, No, we're not going to Sydney yet. That's next flight. We're going to Melbourne. The company route is CBR MEL1. Just reading along the bottom here. Activate, execute, runway 35 for us. The departure out of here is the Tanta 1. It's that guy just there. Execute you. Have a very quick... We don't have a home button on the Avi tab, which is a little bit annoying, so we have to close out of everything. But we'll go here, YSCB, enter, bring some charts up here and check the Tanta chart while we're here. Departure, Tanta 1. There we go, the Tanta 1 chart here, which is a 10-3 Charlie, and we'll just have a very quick look here. So to Gutmo, no, it's not first. Okay, so runway 35, Gutmo, and then we've got a turn at 7,000, which is just there. Then it's off to Major at 10,000 or above. Then it's left down to Keats off runway 35 at or above flight level 180, which is what we've got set there. And then it's a right to straight to Kelly 175 and right 223 to Tanta there. Do you have the Brisbane Centre? If so, why can't you put a SID in on the runway? It's because the nav data is busted at the moment. The Navigraph is busted. Okay, so that's looking pretty good. We'll go through that in a little bit more detail in a little bit. Back to the flight plan. Okay. Over to the performance initialization page now. We got a zero fuel weight of 61.2. We have a reserve on this of just 1 point, which ran up to 1.2. Cost index of 20. We're up at flight level 360 today, and our wind up at flight level 360 is 278 at 42. It is rather nippy up there. It's minus 51 degrees centigrade. We'll chuck that in there. Over to you. We'll do a 24. Actually, we won't do... We are really quite heavy. 61. Yeah, we are actually quite heavy. We won't do a derate out of Canberra today. Over to you. The wind here in Canberra. I'm just going to do a quick Meta YSCB there in the chat. What would we have there? 280 at 10 knots. 280 at 10. It's dry. The acceleration height, we want to clear some of this terrain here. So we'll go 2,500 on both. 2,500 on both. Get above that terrain. Back to you. It's a flaps 5 departure for us today with the center of gravity. Gives us a trim of 4.92. It's about right. And 149 on the V2, which is up here. 149. Which is set there. Back down in the box, the cruise segment of the flight, it's 0.78 for us. It's 0.78 and 280 knots on the descent. Beautiful. The forecast is 110 on the way down. Progress landing with about 4.3. The plan has us landing with about 3.7, so that will come down as it calculates the fuel a little bit more accurately in flight. Alrighty, well that is now the flight plan. We'll call up the centre now. We've got a couple of centres online. Let me just work out which one we want. Fantastic. Which is the one that, which airspace are we in? I can never remember the centres. So we are in Snowy Centre. So we're here in Canberra. There's 2 departures. Snowy Centre for us is 1240. 124. There we go. Get some paper out and a trusty writing implement if I can find a pen. And we'll contact up some ATC. There's my pen. Melbourne Centre, a very good evening. Velocity 260. Direction 284 on the ground, Canberra for Melbourne, request clearance. Helps if I remember the call sign. 284. While we wait for him, let's go ahead and get better pushback. We'll pre-plan the pushback. So runway 35 for us, so we'll pre-plan it down here onto there.
Round to cockpit. Sure, yeah, we got your plan there. Give me a call through the menu when you're ready to go.
Center velocity 284, Canberra for Melbourne, request clearance. I think Snowy Centre's got some comms issues. Just check just make sure that we're not stuffed up here. Set up audio. No, we're all good. Sorry guys, we can hear each other but not you. All stations, this frequency, this is velocity 284 radio check.
Yeah, 555.
Copy, thanks. We might press on and we'll let Centre sort out his audio issues and we'll contact him when we're taxiing. That might be a little bit easier for us. So let's go ahead now and continue to configure the configure. That's better. Readability 4x5. And Centre, you are readable now. Velocity 284 for Melbourne, request clearance.
Okie dokie, all stations, be advised, this is currently Melbourne warming on transmitting on this frequency. It's Snowy is having a issue at the time. You could all remain text capable for the moment, and I'm sure they will sort you out with the station calling for the clearance. Take a hold time.
That was Velocity 284. Hey Finbar, welcome. Hello. Can you guys hear the controller okay? It's a bit quiet even for me. I don't know what's going on there, but we're going to keep the show under row.
284, your position, please.
We're on the ground at Canberra for Melbourne, velocity 284.
284, thanks, stand by.
Okay, maybe he's sorting us out, but we'll keep configuring the aircraft up anyway. I don't want to wait for him. So we're finished with you. We're finished with you. Back to airports. We are in Canberra. Get the charts up. So we want an airport chart here, which is that one. We want our departure chart, which is that one, and we want a approach chart for the ILS Zulu for runway 35. There we go. Okay, so what do we got here? 348. Zivos, I tried. I actually posted on the forum about it.
Velocity 284, clearance available.
I go for velocity 284.
Velocity 284, cleared to Melbourne via Canberra by plane route, climb by the 100, approaching to 10,000. Canberra 1 departure runway 35, squawk 3150, departure frequency on 124.0.
Okay, clear to Melbourne via Tanta plan route. Climb via the Sid Tanta 1 departure to 10,000, runway 35, squawk 3150 and airborne 1240, velocity 284.
Velocity 284.
All right, well we got our clearance, so that's handy for us. We'll just quickly put the squawk in while we've got it fresh. 3150 for us. Cleared to 10,000. Chuck you up there, 10,000. Okay, so 348 on that side. We've got that side. LNAV, VNAV. It never works here for some reason. We'll go heading select for that then. Heading 348, sorry, and course 348 on that side. RTO for us coming down here, you're set. Okay, so we got 1167, which we'll chuck there. We've got the ILS frequency of 1095. If you don't know what I'm doing, guys, don't be alarmed at all. It'll all make sense in just a minute when I explain it. 1167, and that's that. We should have we do that one there. Okay, and what do we got here? 2070. Pull you out of the way there. Get in here. 2070 on the Barrow. $2,070. There we go. You're tuning the VOR. I am. I absolutely am. Some people don't know exactly what I'm doing. That's okay. We'll chuck the NDB in there as well, because that's whoops. That's always nice to have. 263. 263. Flicky down there. Flicky on the ADF there. Yeah, we get the ADF. Awesome. Alrighty. Well, I think we're pretty much ready for a departure briefing. So for those of you on the stream, you are my virtual FOs. So this is a departure briefing for Velocity 284. So if you've got any questions during this or you think I've missed anything, please let me know and I will cover it or clarify. So we are sitting here on the ramp here. We're operating Velocity 284. We've gone through the weather and we know that the weather's pretty good. We've got a wind out of the northwest there at 10 knots. Good visibility. Temperature 25, QNH 1003. Do you need Navigraph to view the charts in the Zibo? Yes, you do, buddy. Absolutely. So we know the weather's pretty good here. The weather en route's pretty good. We're sitting here on gate 8. It's going to be a pushback, nose left, tail right, and a taxi via Bravo down to November for a blast off runway 35. we might just get rid of the ATC for now while we're doing the departure briefing. Talking about blasting off runway 25, it is going to be a left-hand seat flaps 5 takeoff with no derate. So once we get on the runway, it's going to be my takeoff. So from 0 through to 80 knots, if you guys on the stream see anything you don't like, please type it in on chat. I'll look at it, review what we do. From 80 knots through to V1, I'm only going to abort for an engine failure or loss of control of the aircraft. From V1, we're going to take the problem into the sky. Talking about taking the problem into the sky, I have configured the aircraft up for this guy here. It's chart 11-2 effective the 8th of November, the ILS Zulu for runway 35. We've got course 348 set on both your side and my side, which is the approach course for the ILS. 1095 set down here, primary receiving on nav 1, and I've got VOR of 1167 set as the primary on nav 2, which is giving us a DME readout you can see just in the corner of your screen there. Now, we are a little bit overweight. We're about 1,200 kilos over our max landing weight. So once we get up there, if we have to come back, we're just going to do a quick check as we get down here just to make sure that we're getting close to that. Otherwise, if the situation permits us staying up in the air a little bit longer, we'll do so. We'll just make sure we clear that terrain. There's some fairly high terrain around Canberra, 4,600 to the northeast, or northeast, northwest, and 7,500 around the east-south and bottom half of the west there. So as long as we get above 7,500, we won't hit anything. We'll make sure we can burn off at least 1,200 kilos of fuel, and then we can come back and land. If nothing does go tits up, we have been cleared via the Tanta 1 departure, which we've got plugged in and done a check in the FMC. Up to gut mode, left-hand turn to major at 10 or above, then down to Keats from runway 35 at 8, flight level 180 or above, to Kelly, and then right to Tanta, then our route. There's nothing wrong with the aircraft that means that we need to depart it any differently, and that concludes the departure briefing. If anyone's got any questions, please let me know. So what we'll do is we'll chuck you back there, chuck you there, close you. Let's go ahead and get the pushback tug up.
Ground to cockpit, toast driving up right now.
Excellent. Alrighty, I think we're good to go. Yeah, everything's looking pretty good. We've got nothing there in the center tank. Okay, so what we're going to do now is we're going to switch to this lovely mic. So we are going to jump into VR now. Hey! Sylvias14, thank you so much for following. Welcome to the stream. I hope you're doing really well. Welcome. Okay, let's go jump into VR. So I'm going to bring up my window down here a little bit, and we're going to go VR and go enable VR. Got my trusty headset here, got my controllers. There we go, and let's go ahead now and get that up. The stream is going to go black, that is ops normal. Let me jump into VR and I'll see you all in just a sec. Okay, welcome back everyone. We are on the flight deck here. Looking good. Let's get some windows in VR. So we want... Actually, no, I just click this button, don't I? Yes, move VR comes up. That's what we want.
Alright, all doors and hatches are closed. Ready to connect?
Right, clear to connect. Let's chatty that one there. There we go. Hello everyone. Welcome back to the flight deck. We'll chuck you guys up there. Do we need anything else here? I don't think we do. We've got Avitab on you. I think that's all we need. Let me just go ahead and get rid of some things here, guys. Close you, close you. Don't need you, you're already on. That really wouldn't... Maybe I shouldn't have put that mod on this aircraft. Okay.
Connected and bypass been inserted. Release the parking brake when you're ready.
Close you. On. You're on. Yes, okay. We're ready for a checklist. Okay, the before start checklist is we've got 6.5 as per the plan, 6.4 we're burning a little bit as we've got the APU on. All the pumps are on, we've got nothing in the centre tank, so we're not worrying about that. The passenger signs are both on, the windows are locked on my side, locked on your side. The MCP, we've got V2 149, 348 on the heading and 10,000 set. Down to the box we've got our V1 139, 141 on the rotate and 149, 149. That's the CDU pre-flight complete. The trim is down here in the back, it's free and 0. The taxi and takeoff briefing has been completed to the line. Below the line the flight deck door is closed and locked, and the anti-collision light is now on. That's the before start checklist. Alrighty, well we're good to go now, so we're going to go and start the clock. Clock is running, brakes released, you're clear to push.
Alright, starting the pushback, and you may spool them. Clear to start engines.
Okay. What have I got here? What do I want? I want fly with lure, I want you, I want you. There we go. Where can I put this chat? Maybe I'll chuck it just there. See you later, guys. Thanks for getting us all on the wing of the aircraft. That was nice. Check, we're just not going to hit anything here. We've got some more traffic just here. Just jump out here and have a look. No, we're all good. Okay, we were cleared to start, so let's go ahead and do that now. So pack's coming off. First start for us, number 2. Okay, we're watching N2 come up here.
From Strong 22, if you're listening, I clear to push and start, so you have discussion called taxi.
Okay, so at 24 we bring 24, yeah 24 we're bringing the fuel in. And this guy behind us is just starting to push now, so hopefully he has a bit of situational awareness and knows that we've pushed. Qantas, actually that's not that one, this is the one we want. Qantas 1222, velocity 286, we've pushed just in front of you there. We'll pull up and hopefully give you enough space. Start a cutout, 20%, 400s, 60s, 246s, that's a good start on 2, starting 1. I need to put our call sign in there, otherwise I'm going to forget it. Velocity 286. Just do a very quick check here.
Alright mate, operation complete, go ahead and set the parking brake.
Okay, operation complete, parking brake is on, fuel coming in.
Alright mate, disconnecting tow, stand by.
Start a cutout. Okay, that's a good start on 1, 2, 4, 6, flaps 5. Control check, watch your knees everyone. Rudder right, centre, rudder left, centre. That's a good disconnect please. Okay, up here. Yes, you're
just going to hold you for a second while we wait for the velocity aircraft to T-fold and then we'll continue push.
Yes. Yes. Down here we want on, off, on, left pack, right pack, isolation auto.
Bypass pin, yeah, it's removed. Give you thumbs up on the right and catch you next time.
Thumbs up on the right. Thumbs up on the right and we'll see you next time. See you buddy, bye. Okay, before taxi checklist is generators are on, the probe heat is on, the anti-ice not required, the isolation valve is auto, the engine start switches for this aircraft are auto, recall's been checked, the auto brake is RTO, the flight controls have been checked, and the dispatch clearance, engine start levers are idle, detent, flight controls have checked, and dispatch clearance, thanks arsehole, is checked. That's the before taxi checklist. And center velocity 286, request taxi runway 35.
Oh,
284.
Papa, runway 35, via Bravo.
284, damn it. 35 via Bravo, and our correction velocity 284, thanks. Okay, so APU off, taxi light on, we are clear on the left, and we are clear on the right. Brakes released. And off. Home, we want Avitab Airports. There's our chart, here we are. Let's go. A little bit quiet in the chat, guys. Is everyone still there? You guys all just chilling? So it's going to be right down here onto Bravo. Ah, Finbar, no worries, buddy. Charles. Slovender, hello, if I've said your name right. Welcome to the stream. I hope you're doing really well. We're just flying Canberra here to Melbourne. Cav okay outside, everything's looking good. We're just taxiing down Bravo to November runway 35. Okay, yes, and cabin is not secure. Is it Wilwell? No, it's Wing, I think.
Prepare for takeoff, please.
Okay, the cabin is secured. Have a good flight.
Okay, the cabin is secure. We're ready for the before takeoff checklist. Flaps are 5, green light, and stabilizer trim is 4.9 units set. Before takeoff checklist is complete. Okay, you guys on the stream, you guys ready to go? We're going to keep it rolling and we're going to blast off. So let's go to this chart just here. This is the one we want. There we go. Center velocity 284, holding point November ready.
Velocity 284. Clear takeoff from F35, call me F1.
I clear for takeoff, velocity 284. Okay, on, weather on, that on, double ding the crew, clear right, clear on the left, landing lights on.
Bravo, report over.
Excellent, over high five, Bravo, respond for 36 November.
Alrighty, let's go. Yep, up to 40%. Punch it. Oh, I need some of that right rudder. Airspeed's alive.
80 knots.
Whew. That wind. Positive rake, you're up. Okay, can we go LNAV now? Yes, we can. And center velocity 284 is 3,800 on climb 10,000.
Velocity 280 for identified flight level 360.
360 velocity 284. Okay, 3. Okay, we're ready to accelerate. 360 set. Start leveling off a little bit to allow the aircraft to accelerate. Nose down a little bit, just keep that acceleration going. Flaps 1. Flaps up.
12, 22, clear for takeoff from 835, call me up on. 835, quickly airborne, close to check.
Okay, Command 8. N1, LNAV, VNAV, speed and command. Aircraft is looking good. After takeoff checklist. After takeoff checklist, engine bleeds are on. Packs are auto. The landing gear is up and off and the flaps are up, no lights. After takeoff checklist is complete. As we track further and further away from Melbourne before we do this turn here. So 7,000, so Gutmo and 7,000. 7,000 or above, which is that one. So now we're going to turn to major. Thank you. Turn left at 7,000 or above. The aircraft wasn't doing it, so I initiated it. A little bit of a change here in my ortho for XP tiles. Good old Canberra looks like it's had a little bit more of a drought month when we took the ortho. Okay, so we're in this turn now. Unfortunately, it doesn't overlay us on this. You can see there's the airport behind us. I don't know if you guys can see there's a landing light for the Qantas jet that's taken off behind us, coming down the runway straight for us. Alright, we're in clear air here, so we'll let the crew up.
Let's go to we declining to 2,400.
Okay, standard. Standard and landing. Oh, it's coming off. Might turn a little bit of light on here. A little bit of light over here. There we go. Hey, bees! Ground Point Niner, hey buddy, welcome to the stream. I hope you're doing well. I don't know if you guys can see the landing lights, the white light out there above the mountain range. That's the Qantas guy that just departed behind us out of Canberra. Canberra's just over here. Our nation's capital down there. It's cool seeing other traffic. Alrighty, up we go. 224 for us on the heading. Let's go and bring that round. I always like to mirror up my heading to the direction of the aircraft. If LNAV ever does anything a bit crazy, and it has many times, you can just quickly whack on heading and you can just keep flying straight and true until you sort it out. If you've got it somewhere else, you know, if you chuck it off, spend a lot of your time getting it right. Okay. Let's take off.
Yeah, close 426.
Okay, let's let the guests up. There we go. Packs are up. And we're good with that now, so let's go ahead and I think we can pretty much turn you off. How much is VR together and how is it, where are we? Let's get rid of the actual Avi tab and let's chuck you guys there.
Contact Melbourne Centre 125 days and direct expect start there.
There we go, it's a bit better. How much is VR altogether and is it worth it? Zivos, I'm not sure, I take it you're Australian perhaps, from you asking about Brisbane and what have you. So it's about 500 Australian dollars for us, the Oculus Rift, and you've just got to have a fairly okay computer to run it. Otherwise you can run into some performance issues. Excuse me, got a frog caught in my throat. Yeah, the more greater the powerful computer that you have got from a CPU perspective and GPU perspective, is there any other perspective, the better off you'll be. So if you've got a really pretty meaty computer, an Oculus is a really nice addition to do some flying. I see some more traffic down in Canberra. There's another flashing strobe there on the runway down in Canberra. Lake Burley Griffin just here. Okay, how are we going? Tracking to Canberra. Tracking from Canberra to Melbourne. What are you doing here, aeroplane? You're trying to get back on that line. There you go. Do I have permission to speed up sim time? JST, no you don't. Come say g'day, Jetstar 3601 inbound to Dozel. Jetstar, no. So this little guy here is a great little tool to show you a way to read Vatsim messages in the sim here. It really helps. Can we chuck that there? Maybe we can chuck that guy there. Aussie all the way. Nice buddy. Aussie, Aussie, Aussie.
12 22, contact Melbourne Centre 125 days and direct. 125 days and direct,
Yep, what haven't I done? I haven't mirrored up my heading. There we go. So it is a relatively short flight. It won't be long, and then we will be on descent. We've got top of climb just here, but I bet if I zoom that out a little bit, yeah, not too long ago, or long away, or far away, is our top of descent into Melbourne. .6 DME out of Canberra. We've got 114.1 is the VOR for Melbourne. We'll also get that dialed up now. We won't be able to pick it up from this far away, but it's ready and waiting for us when we need it. I've been flying a lot of GA aircraft, both on and off stream, like many of you would know, and I'm not used to being this high up. The most I've been up, I think, is about 6,500 or 8,500 feet in the Marchetti SF-260, which is a Italian aerobatics light aircraft, and I haven't been up this high for about a month, I think. No. I'm just doing a gradual turn from Kelly. Okay. Okay, well, while that all happens, let's chuck you guys right there. Get my iPad back. Actually, what we can do is we can leave you guys there just for a little bit longer, because what I like to do with when I'm doing my arrival planning in VR is just open up Avitab here, because it's a little bit bigger to work with than the little tablet that you get just there. So let's clear you. We're going to Melbourne, which is Yankee Mike Lima. For those of you in the stream, can someone please get me a meta for Melbourne? If you do !meta METAR space Yankee Mike Lima in the chat, we can get the latest meta in the chat there. Airport. There's a million charts here. They're doing so much work at this airport at the moment. Melbourne. That's the right chart I wanted, isn't it? That's the ground chart for Melbourne. Thank you, sir. Thanks, Finbar. What do we got? Melbourne, observation was taken at 1900 Zulu, 320 at 10 knots. Yeah, it's coming around. Maybe it is runway 34 for us. Well, 10 knots, it's a pretty okay crosswind for 27. Cav OK, temperature 24, dew point 10, QH 9 We might do a request here, because I'm really fond of an arrival from Melbourne, which is the Lizzie arrival. And I'll show you which one. I just got to remember it. The arrival, what will we be given here? We'll be given, it'll be the Lizzie. Hopefully we can get the Lizzie 6 Victor. Yay! Ground point 9. Ground point 9. Thank you so much, buddy. Finbar, welcome to the Fight and Flight Club. Woo! So we're going to be tracking via Lizzie, which will be the start of our arrival, and you can see Lizzie's just here. For runway 27, it's this little runway here, which means we would break off from Mate and track towards 27. I actually want to request that we go down here, and we get very close to the city of Melbourne, which is just here. Actually, which is just here. We see a lot more of the city of Melbourne, and I do a nice visual turn. This is the all done visual just here. And I get over Sheed, which is actually over the top of Essendon Airport, which is the old Melbourne International. We fly down there. I'm over the top at about 150 at 2,500, and we do a nice right turn into Melbourne. Hey, Katario, welcome. Hope you're doing well. Welcome to the stream. So yeah, we're going to request the Lizzie arrival, the Lizzie 6 Victor. If we don't get the Lizzie 6 Victor, they're probably going to give us the Lizzie 6 Alpha arrival. And as you can see, from Lizzie to Mate, and then we just track to visas and do a boring ILS approach. And obviously this is the where we go into the start of the VOR approach for runway 34, or the RNAV, actually the RNAV for 34. We want to do a visual, because it's Cav OK in Melbourne. They've got the sun still in the sky. It's a bit hazy up here at the moment, but it'll be better once we get to Melbourne. And with the wind almost down the runway of 34, it'd be a nice little turn for us. So yeah, when we get to top of climb and we get all set up, I'll request the Lizzie 6 Victor arrival for us, because that'll be nice. I've got a beer here somewhere. There it is.
And his name is John C.
Razi 9000. Thank you so much for the follow. Welcome to the stream. I hope you're doing really well. Please get involved. If you've got any questions or comments, please don't hesitate to ask. Jeez, it's clear up. Well, besides the haze, it's smooth sailing up here tonight. Well, this afternoon anyway. Okay, there's flight level 360. We're going to speed up to 0.78 now. And we'll contact Centre to request a arrival that we want. Melbourne Centre velocity 284 request.
284, go ahead.
So velocity 284, request a Lizzie 6 Victor for the visual runway 34 if available in Melbourne, please.
Velocity 284, roger, please for the Lizzie 6 Victor, and you can probably expect the visual coordinate with Craig.
Awesome, really appreciate the help, velocity 284. Okay, woohoo, we got the arrival. So Lizzie 6 Victor, so let's go ahead and plug that in. So Melbourne, the Lizzie 6 Victor for runway 34, we don't need to worry about that, execute legs. So Lizzie, so from Lizzie it's to mate at or below 9,000 at 230 knots, or is that at Epcon? Oh no, that's at Eggpond 230, and then down to Monty Egeka, so we've got Monty Egeka 185 or below, which we've got, and then Sheed minimum of 350, minimum of 150 knots and 2,500. It's got 150. We're going to make that hard at 150/2,500. I'm going to make that a hard altitude and a hard speed. I'll have the flaps and everything out by then anyway, so we don't need to worry about it. But 2,500 I want to be a hard altitude because we pretty much want to be fully established here. 9,000 or below there. Monty, what's Monty going to be at there? Monty at 4,000. We might make Monty at 4,000. Because I want to shave off that 400 feet, and that'll get me down to Monty, and then when I turn at Monty I can use some of that to wash off some speed there and slow through that 185 and then down to inevitably 150 and 2,500 or above. Cramp point niner. No worries, buddy, we'll see you again soon, huh? It's alright, buddy. I hope you're well anyway, Grand Point 9. I really appreciate it, AJ. Thanks for the love and support. So that one's there. We can get rid of you. Approach. What do we got here? The Zulu for 3-4. No, watch the replay. Hope you don't crash. Sorry, Waze, got to go to bed. That's alright, buddy. No dramas. We'll see you again really soon. Alrighty, let's just go ahead and slowly get the aircraft configured for our arrival here. 340, 340. Yeah, he's good value, AJ. 690. Reset on you. Oh, I will get it eventually. Don't want to press the reset button by accident. 690, there we go. So what I'm doing here is, even though we're going to be doing a visual approach, I've chucked in the GNS runway 34. We're just using the minimums off that as a bit of a reference point. Should we need to go around, we won't fuck around with a visual approach. We'll just come straight in on this again and have a crack at this if we have to go around on the visual approach. So I'll chuck that in there. Now that we've got our arrival in, what have we got there? So landing with Melbourne with 4.4 tons on board. So that one, we do performance 4.4, so that's 65.6. 65.6, chuck that in there, and flaps 40 for us, that one there, flaps 4142, auto brakes 2 for us today, there we go. Okay, so let's have a look here, that one, 400 and... Yeah, we've got airport elevation 430, so we'll just go 450 set. Okay. Sorry, Finbar, can I ask very apologetically to get another weather update for Melbourne, please? Or anyone? Exclamation mark Meta space Yankee Mike Lima, please. Thank you, sir. Alright, what I might do is a bit of an announcement to the people in the back here. Ladies and gentlemen, good afternoon. From the flight deck, your captain speaking. I'd like to take this opportunity to welcome you aboard Velocity 284 from Canberra through to Melbourne. We have reached our final cruise altitude of 36,000 feet, and we'll be starting our descent into Melbourne in about 7 or 8 minutes. The weather in Melbourne is pretty good. There's a light wind out of the north there. There's a nice beautiful afternoon and 24 degrees once we get down there. The box says we'll be having you on the deck just after, about 21 minutes past the hour, and we'll have you on the bay shortly after that. We do trust you've enjoyed the wonderful service that Trent and his team provide, and we thank you for choosing to fly Virgin Australia. If anything does change, we will get back to you, but until then, thank you for choosing to fly, and we trust you've had a pleasant flight. Thank you and good evening. Okay, back with you guys. If DJ Sean's stream not great success, he will be executed. Please follow. That's right, there's a knife hanging from me above here. Oh dear. Alright, so we haven't been cleared for this, but let's do a arrival briefing anyway. So we will be cleared for the Lizzie 6 Victor arrival for runway 34. So we've gone through this and put it in. It's from Lizzie to mate at or below 9,000, which you can see, mate at or below 9,000. From mate, it's to Ipgon, and we want 230 knots or below, which we've got, sorry, at 230 knots, which we've got set. From there, it's to Monty, and then left to Ageka at 185 or below. Then it's on to Sheed, where we've got 150 knots or 2,500 feet is set as a hard altitude. From there, it's a visual right-hand turn onto the runway. We've got the VOR 1141 set here. 1141 is receiving on nav 2. We might dial it in here and just have it as the primary one there, 1097, and I'll just have the ILS for runway 27 dial up there in the standby as well should we need it. Chuck you up, bring you down there. Once we do land, this is the ground chart for Melbourne, runway 34 for us, so we're going to come in, we've got a really nice long runway, almost 12,000 feet. We're going to aim to get off here on the high speed, which is Foxtrot, come around here onto Tango, onto Alpha, and then we're back down to Pier Echo or Foxtrot. I believe we're on a standoff bay today, which is Pier F for us. Okay, the weather we have reviewed, good weather there. QNH 908, which will go ahead and set there, 908, 450 set there. Oops, stand by. Go ahead for velocity 284.
Velocity 284, clearance available.
Go ahead for velocity 284.
Velocity 284, you're clear to list 6 of Victor. Arrival in 27, frame ready.
27. Just confirm it was a Lizzie 6 Victor for runway 34. That's what we've got on our charts, and when ready, flight level 250, velocity 284.
Velocity 284, stand by. They have the runway change. I'll check with runway 34 still okay with approach. Stand by now.
Okay, copy. We'll stand by. Velocity 284. Is this the Oculus or the HTC Vive? Svenny, this is the Oculus Rift. I can't see that ground point 9er. I can't see it in VR. Okay, so we've done that. So more about the landing. It is going to be a flaps 40 landing for us, which means that we've got flaps 40 at 142, which we've got set. Auto brakes 2, which is going to be more than enough to pull us off here on Foxtrot. And I've got the minimums for the RNAV Zulu of 690 feet. The go around for this one, well, it's just going to be fly, runway heading, and main climb to 4,000, I imagine. We haven't really got a missed approach for this one here. We're going to be doing a visual approach, but It's Bruce Meet track 340 climb to 4,000 feet. We have got some terrain around the place, 4,500 to the north, that'll be the ranges, to the south 3,700 there. Okay, well that completes the arrival briefing. If anyone's got any questions, please let me know. I go to America. Hey Barbs. This could have been us, buddy. You could have been sitting there tonight. We want Abbey Town. Go to bed, ground point 90. You need some sleep, AJ. Alright, we're getting close to the top of descent. Time for the descent checklist. It is pressurizing.
284. Appearance is okay with it, so you'll clear the Pacific 6 Victor arrival, runway 34, and ready descent flight level 250.
Copy, thanks for sorting that out. The Lizzie 6 Victor for 34 and when ready 250, velocity 284, thanks. Okay, descent checklist, pressurization, landing
movies
altitude.
about gladiators.
It's 450 foot set, the elevation is 434 feet. Recall has been checked, the auto brake is level 2. The landing data, we've got a VREF of 142, so it'll be flaps 5 down that, 147, minimum 690 feet. The approaching briefing has been completed. That's the descent checklist complete. Just had to be difficult, didn't we? Yep, absolutely, Barbs. It's beautiful in Melbourne. Why do I want to fly a boring ILS approach? $250. Okay. And here we go. Velocity 284, vacating 360 for 250.
Velocity 284,
Down we go. Is it going to give me drag required, as it always does? Yes, it does. Alright, let's have a little bit of a look here. We are catching it. And we are under the speed, so I will acknowledge the drag required, but take no action. How you feeling anyway, Barbs? You feeling a bit better? Well, I could say why, but I don't want to offend our viewers.
Delta Romeo Whiskey, not yet identified. You're cleared to Melbourne by another Sandrix, climb flight level 260.
Jeez, they're really diving.
Cleared to Melbourne by another Sandrix, climb flight 260, Delta Romeo Whiskey.
Okay, on descent pressurization, altitude, yes, and approach briefing and noise bugs done. There's no more traffic at Melbourne, I'm logging off. Are you on control? Are you controlling, are you? Has it been a bit of a fizzle, this one, has it? Sounds like it a little bit. Yeah, what I might do is chuck a bit of a fix in here. Melbourne /50 /25. May had about 8 departures, but I'm so efficient they're all gone.
Delta Romeo Whiskey Whiskey, you're identified, verify level.
You're identified, but verify your level.
Romeo Whiskey, Romeo Whiskey, thanks, identified. Must be 284, descend flight level and things, right?
Where's my push talk? 130 velocity 284. 130. Excuse me. 130 set. Bah, I ain't Vatsim in then.
I want to say 19 and falling November.
Hey Milo, welcome to the stream, buddy.
Class 8110. Clear takeoff from 835 for me, F1.
Clear takeoff 35 and
So
blue.
Lizzie at about 6, sorry, Lizzie at about 10, so we should be at 13 a little bit before Lizzie, looks about right. We're a little bit high on the profile, but we're okay.
Oh, it's an Adele spell for number 3, g'day.
Gonna fly with us, Barb's gonna do a sector tonight as well.
Let's go 193, 55350.
Still putting children to bed. Nah, that's fair enough, mate. That's fair enough. Just close you guys here for a second and we'll bring you guys back up. Move to VR. You can see my Ortho 4XP still packing, still working its way as I download Perth. I don't think so, Milo. I don't think it's gotten quite that that bad yet. I don't really like that. No. No, I don't know, Milo. To be honest, I think Greg was controlling down there. Oh dear. Well, I'm out of beer, and I'm stuck in the flight deck until we land now. Let's get a bit of this handle going. Let's get a bit of drag put in here. About 600 feet high on the profile now, so we'll bring the boards out a little bit, and we'll just start to see this decrease now. Okay, through 20,000 feet. Cabin crew, prepare for landing. Ladies and gentlemen, the captain will shortly turn on the fasten seatbelt sign in preparation for landing. And then I can't remember the rest of it. Oh dear.
And his name is John C.
Jono, thank you so much for the follow. Welcome to the stream. I hope you're doing really well. If you've got any questions or comments, please shout out. Don't be shy. Okay, returning to profile now. In come the boards.
Quantity 19 is airborne.
I'm gonna say 190, Convoy 340 identified.
That's the important thing, John. That's the important thing. Are you doing some flying yourself, are you, Jono, or anything like that?
I love scotch. I love scotch.
Scotch.
Scotchy, scotch, scotch. Here it goes down into my belly.
Lizzie 6 Alpha Bravo and 27 ready descent flight level 180.
Looking forward to that when I land, Barbs. That's for sure. Going to operate Melbourne Sydney next.
descend flight level 180, Delta Romeo Whiskey. Velocity 284 descends at 9,000, Melbourne QNH is 998.
9,000 set. 9,000 on 998, velocity 284. Okay, so Lizzie at 10, we're going to be at mate at 8, at 9 or below, which we will easily accomplish that. Yeah, I sometimes stream myself also on Twitch. I like your setup, very unique. Oh, thanks, John. I really appreciate it. It's trademarked. I've already had a few things ripped off. Nah, it's alright, mate. That's all good. I'll have to check out your channel, mate. I'll have to, I'll make a note of your name when I get down.
T371 comes at Melbourne Centre, 155, very small variance.
I'm baking some ortho as well, so I'm downloading and converting scenery while I fly, so I'm getting a couple of little frame drops here and there. I normally stay rock hard on 45 FPS. Rock hard? Firm? Oh, wrong use of language. I normally stay bang on 45. I'm getting a couple of little drops here as my my sim downloads and then converts the ortho. Svenny, absolutely, this is Active Sky XP with a flight plan loaded that hopefully now that they've patched up a little bit in some of the betas, it tries to pre-lay out and tries to not change the weather as much. But yeah, we have got a few weather redraws this flight, which is a little bit annoying. Okay, so this is going to be quite a big difference here for us on the transfer over to the QNH from standard to local QNH.
And
it's going to happen at 110.
Qantas 441, you'll get it with the 6 Alpha arrival, remain 27, ground ready, descent flight level 250.
And we'll 10 miles to turn the landing lights on now and the fasten seatbelt signs. I don't have any videos at the moment. I'm not very good, but I've been moving up, so when I get set up properly, I have some better setup myself. Oh, nice, buddy. Yeah, Jono, the best thing you can do is just sit there and work on your setup. It did take me a little while. I think I'm on my third or fourth iteration. It's funny, if you head to my YouTube channel, youtube.com/DJSean00, if you go back to some of the old videos, you can see the iteration and some of the setup there, which is a bit of history, which is quite nice. Okay. Through 10,000. We're going to go over to approach. Shit, we want to get the ATIS too. We probably want to put you guys 1,000 to go. Chuck you there. We'll chuck you guys up there. Switch you on. Avitab Airport. What do we got here? ATIS on 1180. Is that the thing? Jesus, scared the crap out of me.
Up to a lemonade stand and he said to the man running the stand, "Hey, bum bum bum, got any grapes?"
Scared the crap out of me then, Barbs. Receipt of November. Okay. Maintaining 9. I think there's a step here, isn't there, Greg, around this area, which is why we're maintaining 9,000 feet. There you can see us on the arrival just here, little red aircraft, and down here. Ba-ba-da-ba.
Bum bum bum,
Oh,
ba-dum ba-dum.
my
A
God.
duck walked up to a lemonade stand and he said to the man running the stand, "Hey, bum bum bum, got any grapes?"
God, the world flight sounds still haunt me. Alright, copy.
Security for strike delay, contact Melbourne Sensor 12132 decimal 0.
Center now 1320, velocity 284, good night. Approach, good evening, velocity 284 with November, maintaining 9,000.
Velocity 284 on approach. G'day. Descend by the start of 2,500 runway 34.
Descend via the start 2,500 runway 34, velocity 284. 2,500. Initiate. Alrighty, let's bring the boards out. Down we go. 2,000 foot high here.
Velocity 284 for control or amusement. Take one left hand order.
Unable due weather, velocity 284. That's that controller you can hear is Barb's right there in the chat. Oh shit. We're gonna regain. What do we got here? We've got yeah, 230 at U. We're gonna have to hold again. That left-hand orbit, we may have to do it.
Yeah, right, 1110, hold it back. Yeah, right, 1110, ready, 5.
Yeah, 1110, thank you.
Okay, there's our 230 knots. That's done. So now it's going to dive us a little bit and try and get back on that vertical profile. We're catching it pretty quick though. I'm pretty happy with the rate that we're catching it. We'll chuck a stage of flap out here at some point when we get a little bit further, a little bit closer and a little bit lower. That'll slow us down a little bit more. Okay, only 1,300 feet high now. We were 2,100 feet high before. Coming into Melbourne. I would say my hometown, but not anymore. Not for a few years now. Okay, 800 feet, that's 5,000, ooh, diving, careful aeroplane, careful, a little bit ahead of itself there. There we go, we're coming back on it now, which is really nice. Drag required, yep, we've very much got it, 185 at a Gecko, which is after Monty, which is fine. Okay, we're going to go to VS here, and I'm just going to bring that vertical speed back out a little bit.
United Nations 94 par, ready you 5.
And we'll slow down here.
Thanks very much, Michael.
So flaps up speed, there we go. Alrighty, we'll get rid of you. We'll get one stage of flap out now. $2,500, yep. Keep the current down. From sheet cleared, visual approach 34, velocity 284. So we might keep those boards out. Go down to 175. Flaps 5. Sorry guys, I haven't been showing you much of the scenery out here at the moment. I'm a bit busy in here getting this aircraft slowed down. Okay, get rid of you.
1,000 to go.
1,000 to go, we'll bring you back to there. Flaps 10. Approach checklist. Altimeters are 9er, 9er, 8, 9er, 9er, 8, and 9er, 9er, 8. That's approach checklist complete. Go inverted. That'll slow you down. There's Essendon Airport off the nose there, the old Melbourne International. Okay, let's keep going down here. What do we want? 147. It was 142. Yeah, 147. To fly or not to fly? Come fly Melbourne Sydney Milo. That's what I'm going to do next. Turn the aircraft around in Melbourne Sydney. Gear down.
United Nations 94 Papa, just check your flight plan for the route in there. Anywhere near Sydney. Check that there.
2,500.
Oh, sorry, I'll change that.
Okay, Milo. No worries, buddy. Maybe.
Melbourne approach, Delta Romeo.
Okay, flaps 40. Landing checklist. Landing checklist is engine start switches for this aircraft are auto, the speed brake is armed, the landing gear is down, 3 green, and flaps are 40, green light. Okay, 2,500 over the top of Sheed, we're fully configured, the city is out there somewhere to the left, and the airport is just over here to the right. Okay. I have control.
Approach runway 27 Delta Romeo.
Okay, 4,000 missed approach. Clear to land, velocity 280 foot. Can turn. No. That was the wrong button to push. Oh, wrong button to push, sorry guys.
Nations 90 halfway cleared to Sydney by Zopal planned route runway 34, Zopal 9 departure. Climb by the SID to 5,000, Hawk 3117, frequency 132.40. United Nations 94 Papa is cleared to Sydney by Zopal planned route, Zopal 9 departure, runway 34, initial climbs 5,000, Hawk 3117, departure of 132.0. United Nations 94 Papa. United Nations 94 Papa is ready for push. 94 Papa push approach.
1,000.
Approved 94 Papa.
1,000 feet stabilized, Mr. Birch, altitude set.
Delta Romeo with you descend via the star to 5,000.
Descend via star 5,000. Delta Romeo.
Approaching minimums. 400.
Lights coming on.
Minimums.
Continue.
200. $100. 50. 40.
Speed brake up. Reverse is normal. Aircraft decelerating. Minus 145, not too bad.
80 knots.
80 knots. And to the high speed here.
Hey, that's pretty good.
Thanks, mate. Braking. Okay, we're for Fox 13, fixed 15. And approach velocity 284. We're off on Foxtrot for Bay Fox 15. Off.
Velocity 284, taxi via Tango Alpha Golf Bay.
Tango Alpha and Golf to the Bay, velocity 284. Okay, let's zoom this in. I've got this guy in a little bit. There, we're off on there. Foxtrot Tango Alpha Golf to the Bay. Alrighty, let's go. Master caution anti-ice.
Delta Romeo, whiskey, stand by the start of 3000.
Stand by the start of 3000, Delta Romeo whiskey.
Nice in Melbourne. Very nice. Okay, so follow us around to the right, and then we keep the right turn going.
Melbourne approach, United Nations, 94 Papa, ready for... 94 Papa, can you accept Juliet intersection? We can take the Juliet intersection, 94 Papa.
Okay, APU, 1,
Papa, taxi by Alpha
2.
Juliet, hold short runway 34. Alpha and Juliet, hold short runway 34, 94 Papa.
I swear the textures on these terminals have changed since the last time I was here.
Delta Romeo, we see clear ILS runway 27 approach, report established.
Clear ILS 27 approach and report when established, Delta Romeo whiskey.
What's going on here with these trucks and catering trucks here? Come on guys, sort your lives out. Get out of the way. Oh mate, got a grand driver here. Come on guys. Grandfather here. Go, put the hammer down. I think I've got right away, guys.
94 Papa approaching Juliet.
You need to stop and you need to get out of the way.
94 Papa is holding the Juliet runway 34. Yeah, 94 Papa.
Alright, I guess we'll go around you.
Confirming ready, 94 Papa. 94 Papa, runway 34, good takeoff.
It's fine guys, I'll go around.
94 Papa.
Vegan food, no wonder. Gonna knock you over with my wing. And you, that's where I want to go. What's going on here with the ground traffic in Melbourne today? No one wants to get out of my way. Alrighty, takes a light off on the bus, on the bleeds. Cabin crew, disarm doors and cross-check. Fox 17, it's alright, it's close enough. Which line do we use? Why is there two lines? Alright, and we're going to pull up a bit shorter here because we're going to power out. Okay. On you, we are on the bleeds and the bus shutting down.
approach, Delta Romeo.
Cool, stop the clock. An hour and 5 that one was. Shutdown checklist. Off, and off, yes. Off. Anti-collision light is off. Okay, shutdown checklist is fuel pumps, everything off but one for the APU. Probe heat is off. The hydraulic panel is set. The flaps are up. The parking brake is set. The engine start levers are cut off. And the weather radar is off. And off. That's the shutdown checklist complete. No other vols to check the CSL, Sean. Yeah, Finn, I know. It's just little old me. Little old me. Let's we'll go ahead and get some stairs and stuff put on the aircraft though. Let's go ahead and do that. So that's over here. Ground handling, yes. Just a little pause here while it loads. There we go. Get the stairs on.
Clearance, please stand by.
Okay.
Clearance, please stand by.
That one.
Clearance, please stand by.
Open, cargo open. There we go. Let's go out and have a look. Open the door. Here we go. Don't dent my aeroplane, asshole. You need to go that way, buddy. Oh, just thought that was spinning in the wind, the turbine then. There we go. Alright guys, let me jump out of VR here real quick and I'll see you all in just a sec.
94 cover, you identified, climb by the seat to flight level 24. Up to flight level 240 via the 94 cover.
Hey, welcome everyone. Let me just get rid of this really quick. And rid of you. Hi guys, everyone, welcome. Let me just shut up the ATC there for a second. Hey everyone, Agent B7, hello, welcome. Everyone from Adler's Stream, hello and welcome. I'm DJ Sean. We've just landed here in Melbourne. We've put up a little bit short here because I'm going to do a power out when we get going here. Let me just turn off that guy. Oh, all my doors closed because I accidentally turned that on. Let's open the doors back up. Yes, and yes. There we go. That's a little bit better. Thank you so much for the host, Adler. Really appreciate it. Welcome everyone. We have just landed here in lovely Melbourne. There's a few aircraft around actually. This is a Vatsim online event. I don't know where they've all gone. Did I get disconnected from Vatsim? Did I? Oh, I did. That's lovely. Connect. There we go. We're connecting back to Vatsim. Maybe I stuffed up something there. But we are here. Oh, yes, there's some more aircraft there spawning in, as you can see just there. There was a departure and there's one landing. Oh, there you go. There's one coming in just here. Delta Romeo Whiskey on finals for runway 27, which is the runway just here. So what we're going to do is we're going to turn around the aircraft and operate it from Melbourne to Sydney next, after we just watch this guy do a fantastic landing. Very nice. I think he nailed that. I think he did a really good job of that by the looks of it. Hopefully he's going to take the high speed. He might not get the high speed actually, but we'll see. Okay, so the next flight we're going to do is Melbourne to Sydney, like I said, with our aircraft just here. And what we need to do is do some flight planning for that one. Ooh, we're back online. What do we want to do? We want to set you to that. That's better. Okay, let's get some PFPX up and running and we'll do some flight planning. PFPX. What do we got here? One of the things we can't do actually is flight planning on an empty stomach. We can't do it. So what I'm going to do is, as my beer is now very much empty, while the PFPX downloads all the weather and all that sort of stuff, I'm going to take a very, very short break here just for a couple of seconds while I get a beer. So I will see you all again in just a second. Be right back. Okay, back before the timer even ran out. Cheers, everyone. Cheers. Okay, beer right back. You're damn right. Beer right back. Alrighty, let me get blinded by PFPX. Ugh. Okay, so what do we got here? Let's go Melbourne to Sydney. Let that load back up again. Let me just bring this out a little bit bigger here, and we'll bring it into the middle there so everyone can see it. And drag you out to about there. Alrighty, what do we got here? So we have a velocity 889. So what's the time now? That one. Let's do that one. Velocity 889. Let's plan the flight. Okay, so we're going to stay in the same aircraft that we are in, which is, I think, YFC. YUI. That was a bit YUI. There we go. No? Okay, maybe we don't have that aircraft anymore. We're just gonna pretend we're in YFC. Okay, random payload, fuel. What do we got here? What's the weather in Sydney? Sydney's cav okay. Everywhere in Australia is great. Let's go the route. Melbourne, Sydney. We don't need any alternates, so there's no inters coming in or bad weather coming in. Nah, there's not. VHVUI. Did I type it in wrong? Nah, well, we're in YFC now. It's fine. Okay, don't need to find an adequate because we don't use one. What we will do though here is chuck a little bit more fuel in here. Cost fuel, here we go. I'd like to carry a good hour up my sleeve here when online with Vatsim, because you never know what we're going to get. Just have a quick look here at the charts. It's doing this damn thing again. We're going even. For some reason my PFPX is putting me on really low levels when I don't. There is no need for me to be at that level. We could easily do 37 or 38 or 390, but we'll just go 370 for this flight. Compute the flight. About 7 ton required. We'll just check those. Yeah, that all looks good. OFP. Yeah, that looks good there. Okay, let's release that flight. We'll print the flight plan. Chuck it there. Export it. Export. Save. Yes. Close. Send to Vatsim. Edge. And we want to send it to there. Leroy, hello buddy, welcome to the stream. We're just getting going out of Melbourne. 81828 at was 899. You're here. That's good. You're here. It was 899. We can get rid of you. And we've sent that, so we can disconnect here from X Squawk Box now and reconnect as Velocity 899. Voz 899. Oh, there's Leroy. Hey, buddy. 899. On Discord and Melbourne, that is.
Hello.
Hello, mate. Voz 8. 99 for us. Okay, everyone's reconnecting there, which is good. We've done the plan. Okay, let's go ahead now and get the aircraft turned around for our next flight. So we'll go ahead and here and do the mundane tasks of resetting the clock, coming down here, and we're looking at the fuel flow. So what was that, 2.28 tons on that flight. Reset you. What do we want here? We want about 7.1 tons on board, so we'll change the weights now. 7.1. So the refuelers have come to refuel us, and we've got 61.7 on you, so we need another plus 500 on you, which is 20.03. 61.7. That's looking good just there. Okay, coming up here, fasten seatbelt sign coming on, and we've got traffic beside us. Jetstar 512. Alright, that's alright, we're just going to have to listen to them. Okay, let's do our first checklist of the flight. So this is the pre-flight checklist. As we have flown this aircraft before, it is a bit of a reduced checklist than the previous one. We don't have to go quite to the extent that we do with the other one. Quick check up here. Was 837 also on the ground in Melbourne? Ah, okay. Let's go have a look. Okay, good on there. What do we got here? Hey, there we go, Finn. Ooh, I think we need to work on the some slight changes there with the livery there, Finn. Ooh, that's that's back to front. And so is that. But otherwise than that, it looks pretty good. It's a 737-800, which is nice. A couple of little errors there. Tron, hello and welcome to the stream. Yeah, things are going really well. We've landed, we've done Canberra to Melbourne, and we're just turning the aircraft around here in Melbourne and then flying back to Sydney. Okay, so that's done there. Let's go ahead and do the pre-flight checklist. So oxygen is tested 100% on both sides. The navigation, transfer, and display switches, that's these guys. They're normal and auto. The window heat, that's the 4 switches along the back here. They're all on. The pressurization mode selector, he's over here. He's on auto. We'll go ahead and fix this up a little bit. So 50 and flight level 370 for us. Needed to see it. We'll sort it later. Oh, thanks, Finn. I really appreciate it, buddy. That's really nice. Okay, so coming over here, the flight instruments. So I've got heading 159 my side, heading 159 on your side. We've got QNH of 998 there, 998 on the backup, and get around the yoke, 998 on that side. How do you update the Virgin Livery CSL? You just have to edit the file in the CSL library. Oh, Expeditor, I had a crack at that, I think. My dodgy repainting ability, I think, did that. Hey, Bruins, too. Hello, welcome to the stream. I hope you're doing really well. What sort of processor would I need to run PMDG 7350 to 60 FPS? Well, this isn't the PMDG. We're actually over in X-Plane in the Zibo. And it's been about a year and a bit since I've had prepared on my system, so I am a little bit... yeah, I can share that expert. I'll put it on the Discord for you. I'll put it in resources on the Discord. Actually, it might already be on there. This, I haven't been prepared for such a long time, Bruins. Oh, well, then Leroy.
I've got a 7700K, and with the PMDG, I can get about 60 FPS.
Yeah, 7700K, 7700 that he can't overclock, unfortunately.
It's very scenery and airport dependent, though. Some airports are better than others. There
you go. Alrighty, what do we got here? Melbourne ATIS 1180, 1180.
Melbourne INTL information.
Oh no. We've got to turn off the sound here for radios. You're very welcome, Bruins.
Temperature 24. QNH 998. On first contact with Melbourne, ground or approach. Specify receipt of information Oscar.
Information Oscar.
Terminal information Oscar. Expect instrument approach.
Instrument approach? Why?
For arrival. Runway 34 for departures.
34 for departures northeast.
7 for all other departures. And 330 degrees 9 knots. Cav OK.
So you're going back to Canberra, or are you off to Sydney?
Sydney, mate. Okay, so Melbourne approach 1320.
Notify receipt of information Oscar.
Oh, Clarius Clocky Toaster. That sounds like a nice system, buddy. Approach, g'day, velocity 899, Bay, Fox 15 for Sydney, request clearance. G'day, Airways clearance now.
November 52 Kilo Alpha.
Okay. You need to unmute your mic if you want to talk to controllers. Melbourne Centre, good evening. Velocity 899 for Sydney, request clearance.
Velocity 899, Melbourne, approach today, stand off number 3.
Oh, number 3. Okay, let's keep plugging away then. So while we wait for those guys, let's have a look at our flight plan. So we are operating velocity 899 from Melbourne through to Sydney today. It's the 11th of February. About an hour and 5 minutes for this flight, requiring about 3.2 tonnes of fuel. We have got a contingency there of 300, and I've chucked an extra hours holding fuel because we're on Vatsim, and who knows what will happen there. There's another 2.2 tonnes. The standard fixed reserve of 30 minutes gives us about 7.1 tonnes of fuel required, where there's the 7.1 you can see just there. Can I pause? Yes, I can. Okay. So it's actually a little bit less than the 7.1 because we are carrying a little bit of taxi fuel. So all up, it's about 6.9. Then with the taxi fuel, we're looking at about 7.1 on the ramp. When we get to Sydney, we're going to have about an hour and 33 minutes worth of holding fuel up our sleeve to decide what we want to do, should we need to go around and that sort of thing. We have a zero fuel weight today on today's flight. Ugh, 61.7 tonnes for us, with 7.1 tonnes worth of motion lotion, minus a little bit for taxi, gives us a blast off weight of 68.7 tonnes, minus 3.2 tonnes for the flight up to Sydney. We're going to be landing with about 65.5 tonnes. I'm just rounding up here a little bit. With a takeoff weight of 68.7 tonnes, we are a few tonne over our max landing weight, so we just need to remember that for the departure brief when we come back. I have adjusted the time in the sim back a few hours so we get the nice sunset into nighttime for the flight up, so we'll skip the schedule for now. We're up at flight level 370 for the flight, a shear rate of 3 once we get up there. Anything greater than 6 means that we're going to have a few bumps in the flight. Being only 3, we're going to have a pretty smooth flight for this one. Coming down from Canberra, it was only 2. The wind for us is similar to the Canberra flight, 284 at 52 knots. We'll skip the alternate. We're not carrying an alternate for this flight because the weather in Sydney is really good. The contingency summary we can skip for now. Coming down here, this is the business end of the flight plan. You'll see me come back to this in a little bit. I just won't go through it now. The actual flight plan listing, all the waypoints, including our top of climb, any step climbs, top of descent, is all in here. And you'll see me refer to this a couple of times during the flight just to note the fuel calculation or the fuel that the plan has us over the top of each waypoint. No alternate plan for us, so straight through to the weather. So looking here in Melbourne, we know the weather's pretty good. Cav okay, temperature 2.4, wind out of the north of 7 knots, QNH 998. From 1100, oh no, we're up now. Sorry guys, just had to we just got controller contacting us. Go ahead for velocity 899.
Velocity 899, stand by November 52 Kilo Alpha.
We'll wait here.
Runway 34.
God, this guy's hard to hear.
November 52 Kilo Alpha, Roger, cleared to land runway 34.
I don't know if they're really hard to hear for you guys. They're really light for me. We're just waiting on ATC to get back to us here. We've got a Qantas Link -8 there.
Velocity 899, available.
Go ahead for velocity 899. Excuse me.
Velocity 899, you cleared to Sydney via Dosal, planned route runway 34, Dosal 9 departure. Climb by the Sydney 5000, squawk 3036. Departures 132, Dosal 0.
Can be cleared to Sydney via Dosal, plan route runway 34. Dosal 9 departure, climb via the SID 5000, squawk 3036 and airborne 1320, velocity 899.
Velocity 899.
Okay, now that we're
So
done.
you got 3-4 and Dosal 9, yeah.
Hey, firm, mate. All right, let's get rid of ATC for now, and then we'll do the rest of
Greg
it.
on ATC?
Sure is. 30. Yeah, sure is. That's Greg. 303. What am I doing here? Let's go down here. 3036. There we go. 3036, and we were cleared initially to 5,000, and the Dosal. Okay. Back to the flight plan review, please. Okay, so we know from 1100 Zulu, moderate turbulence below 5,000, which is actually now. Or close to it. So looking at the forecast, there's going to be some gusty winds through Melbourne and some showers developing later on. It's going to be raining and that visibility coming right down, but we won't be here for any of that. Looking at Sydney though, which is where we're flying, this was taken at 1000 Zulu, so about 20 minutes ago. The wind is 030 at 20 knots, gusting 30. A bit of gusty winds in Sydney for us. Cav okay, so ceiling and visibility okay. Temperature 25, dew point of 20, and QNH 1001. Looking at the forecast, it's looking great in Sydney for the next couple of days. So everything looking good there. If we look at this chart here, this is the sideways view of our chart, departing from the left, heading to the right. You can see the climb up there. We hit a couple of a little bit of turbulence up here, a little bit of muck up here that we might have some cloud towards the middle to end late part of the cruise, which we just need to be aware of. This is a top-down view of our flight plan. We're starting in the bottom left, and we've got a crosswind and a bit of a tailwind pushing us all the way to Sydney. Okay, well that's a review of the flight plan now, so we'll go ahead and start getting the aircraft configured up. Alrighty, so what we want is Avi tab. We go ahead and we can get rid of you. We can get rid of you. Keep you. We want, what chart do we want? We want a departure chart for the Dosal 9 Melbourne, and we want a approach chart for the Isle of Zulu for runway 27, because that's what they're giving people. Okay. Let's go ahead and get this plugged in. So route, and I press and hang on to clear. Is it? Or delete to reset it? No, anything. Anyway, something like that. Okay, so from Melbourne to Sydney, YSSY. The company route is MEL, MELSYD1. Activate from runway 34. We are velocity 899. Okay, the departure off 34 is the Dosal 9. Execute legs. We'll go and check that now. So zooming in on the chart here, this is chart 20-3 Charlie for the Dosal 9. There is a max speed restriction here of 250 knots below 10 for runway 34 340 to Rockdale. From Rockdale, it's right to Sally. From Sally, it's straight to Dosal. So we got Dosal 16 and 34, Dosal 9 there, which is exactly what we wanted. Okay, we need to close all those, unfortunately, because my home button doesn't work for some reason in Avitab. So we need to go to the charts here. It's interesting. I don't have an updated chart. Can we go back to plans? Ah, now I have a chart there. There we go. And this little segment here is the business end of the flight plan. So this is what I spoke about before. So we are going to go through this now. So this page displays our route. So runway 27, we're given runway 34, and we should expect around runway 34 left when we get to Sydney. A distance of 421 nautical miles for us, and our profile, like we've spoken about before, flight level 370. We're going to work along this line here for the FMC data entry. So over to performance initialization, we've done the company route, we've done the call sign, we know Melbourne to Sydney, so the zero fuel weight 61.8 for us. The reserves, we've got a 1.2, cost index of 20, up at flight level 370 for our flight today. The wind once we get up there is 284 at 52. The ice once we go, oh, the temperature, sorry, is minus 53 once we do get up there. Transition altitude of 10,000 feet. Whoops, that was not the right button. That one there, that guy there. We'll go a 24k D rate for us on this departure. Over to here, the wind we had. I'll very quickly get the weather up again for us all. YMML, what have we got here? So 330 at 7. So over to the next page, 330 at 7. It's dry. Acceleration height, we'll do 1500 on both. Over back to you. Flaps 5 for our departure today with that centre of gravity gives us a trim of 4.98 and a rotate climb out speed of 150 knots. Ugh, we had the trim going there for a little bit on coming in. Cheers, everyone. Spinning, spinning, spinning. Okay, that's about 4.98 and 150 up on that for us. Okay, over to the cruise page. 0.78 is the company profile. The descent 0.78 / 280. Execute. Whoops, descent forecast 110 on the descent down. Execute progress. What do we got here? 4.3. And the plan has us landing with about 4.7. So we're about 600 up on the plan, which is a good place to be. Toaster, thank you so much for the follow. Welcome to the stream, my friend. Hope you're doing well. Hope you're having a good night or a good morning or afternoon, wherever you are. If you've got any questions or comments, please shout out. Okay, lovely. We are done with the flight plan. So we can get rid of that and get all my charts back. Whoops, I don't want to do that. Airports, Melbourne. Get all my charts back. For some reason, sometimes when I start Avitab, I don't get a home button here somewhere, which means I have to close all my charts down when I want to switch out of the charts, which is a little bit annoying. Melbourne. We want a departure chart. We want the Dozal 9 chart. And we want an approach chart, the ILS Zulu for runway 27. Okay, so that's what we're going to start with. So let's go ahead and get the aircraft configured up. It's a bit dark in here. We might get the dome light on a little bit and lighten it up. So 340 for us. It's 340 on the heading. I think, what was it? Was it 340 initially? Yeah, 340 to Rockdale. 340. We'll clear to 5,000. Flight director on my side first. Mine's master, yours is slave. LNAV, VNAV for us. RTO on you. What do we got down here? We've got 1141 and 1097. 141 and 1093. I got that wrong. That was a bad guess. And 610 on you. Bring you down to 610. There we go. What have we got? 3036 and approach on 1320. That's all set. Coming up here, we've got 370, 50 foot set. You're You're done. Where are we? Over here on the chart. We're just there on Pier Foxtrot. Okay. Did old mate beside us, I think 837? Yep, he pushed back, and that's the guy that's beside us taxiing off down there. And so did the Jetstar guy. He's taken off. He's taking off. Everyone's leaving me. Okay. All right, well, I think now that the aircraft is configured, it's time for a departure briefing. So for those of you on the stream, I'm going to give you a briefing on the departure of this aircraft. You are my virtual FO, so if you think I've missed anything important off, please let me know, and I will go back and revisit it. So we have reviewed the weather here in Melbourne. Wind out of the north of about 7 knots, Cav OK, temperature 24, QNH 9 Really good weather conditions. We are operating velocity 899 from Melbourne through to Sydney this evening, and we are on Foxtrot 17. So Foxtrot 17, we're going to power out on this bay because I've got a problem with my better pushback at this airport. It crashes my sim, so I think you'll all agree with me that not using it's probably prudent tonight. So we'll power out on this bay. It's runway 34 for us. We can accept an intersection Juliet, so if we don't get that, we'll ask for it. Blasting off on Juliet, runway 34, nice long runway. We are using a flaps 5 left-hand seat takeoff with a 24k D rate. So when we do get on the runway and we power up, we're looking for about 40% stabilized on both engines, and then we'll toga it from 0 through to 80 knots. You guys on the stream, if you see anything you don't like at all, please shout it out on text and I'll review it. From 80 knots through to V1, I'm only going to abort for an engine failure or loss of control of the aircraft. From V1, we're going to take the problem into the sky. Talking about taking the problem into the sky, even though we've got course 340 set for here, 263 is what we'll set up once we get airborne should we need to come back. They are bringing people in via the ILS for runway 27, and we have got that set up here. The ILS 109.3 set on standby nav 1 and receiving the Melbourne VOR of 114.1 on nav 2. 263 will set up there. I've set 610 feet as the Barrow minimum, which matches the chart here. One thing we need to keep in mind, if the situation permits us staying up in the air, we are about 2.5 ton over our max landing weight. So we'll stay up with the gear down, we'll stay with flaps, about flaps 10 with the speed brakes up, and we'll have a really high N1 and burn off that fuel as quickly as possible. If the situation doesn't permit and we need to get the aircraft on the ground as quickly as possible, I'll try and do a very, very soft overweight landing into Melbourne. Alrighty. From that, we've been cleared for the Dozal 9 departure, which is chart 20-3C. We have gone through it in a little bit of detail, so I will skip it for now. Just want to make a note here that there is some terrain to the north of Melbourne, which we can see on the ILS chart there, 4,500 feet up to the north, exactly what we're flying to, 3,700 feet to the south. The aircraft is completely serviceable. We do not need to depart it any differently, and that completes the departure briefing. If anyone's got any questions, please let me know. One thing we do need to do is complete that flight on Project Fly. I almost forgot, and set up our next flight. So create a new flight. Yes, I do want to import that. Was 899. We are in that airport book. Yes, yes, send and fly now. There we go. We should have the overlay return, which we do. Okay. I think we are all good to get going. So we'll put approach back on. We had Oscar back to approach on you. And I think it's time to jump into VR. So we're going to do a bit of a mic switch here. Okay, switch to this mic just here, get rid of you, and let's go ahead and do it. So you, bring the radios back up, and we need to enable VR. Okay, and the stream is going to go black here for a second. That is completely ops normal, don't be alarmed. And give me a second here while I jump into VR. I'll see you all in a sec. Okay, let's get back on the flight deck.
So again, altitude
Beautiful.
28,3000.
Excuse me.
28,3.
What do we want here? We want... Move to VR, there we go, got the chat back. Hi guys, welcome back. Bring you, oh, you won't grab that from that side, grab from that side, there we go. We'll chuck you guys just there. Okay, we can go ahead now and get rid of the ground. So what we'll do is we'll get ground handling, chuck you just there. We'll start closing the doors up. Doors will close that one, and that one. Should see all the doors close up here. Beautiful. Is it just me who finds hand flying in is easier in VR? No, I don't think it is. I agree with you, mate. I agree with you. I think it's much the same. I agree. Okay, that one there, that there. Okay. Before start checklist, so fuel, we've got 7.1 as per the plan and all the pumps are on. There's nothing in the centre tank, so they are off. Passenger signs are on, windows are locked my side and locked on your side. The MCP, we've got V2 150 heading 340 and 5000 coming down to the box here. The speeds are V1 142, 143 for rotate, 150, 150 set. That's the CDU pre-flight completed. The trim is 3 and 0, and the taxi and takeoff briefing has been completed to the line. Below the line, the flight deck door is closed and locked, and the anti-collision light is now on. That's the before start checklist complete. And off go those guys. We can get rid of you, Avitab Airport, and there we go, zoom you in. God, that guy's really light on the voice.
I'm off 72, thanks. 28, clean off left runway 27 approach.
Yeah, let's approach runway 27, Qantas 228.
Approach velocity 899, request push Bay Fox 17. Correction, start, no push required, velocity 899.
Velocity 899, start clearance not required, call for taxi.
Copy, we'll call you for taxi, velocity 899. Okay, well, let's go. Alrighty, so off. Anti-collision light is on. Let's start the clock and starting 2.
Flight off 72, taxi via Whiskey, hold short of Alpha.
I don't know why we requested start permission in Australia for. I've been flying overseas too much, that's the problem. Okay, 24, we're bringing the fuel in.
430 is holding point Kilo 34, ready for departure.
How long into you ready, Leroy?
Quarter 4:30 behind.
I'm pretty much flight plan set up and everything, but I'm in a dash, so you just go, mate. You're gonna leave.
I see you across the way from me. Is that you?
Yeah, that's me, mate. Is that you across from me? Yeah.
Hey, buddy. Start a cutout. That's Leroy, who you can hear on Discord across there.
Do I look like a dash to you?
Yeah, you do, mate. Okay, 20, 400s and 60s, 246. Good start on 2, starting 1.
34, Qantas 430. And Transit 128 in sequence, Kilo. Transit 128.
Okay, fuel coming in.
Qantas 228, 27, clear to land.
And 27, Qantas 228.
So they are still using 27 for landings, which is that runway just over there. And you can see old mate on finals just there. You can see the landing lights of that aircraft. Start a cutout.
I can provide for the bay, Qantas 819, thanks.
Okay, that's a good start on 1, flaps 5. Control check, watch your knees everyone. Right, alright. Centre, rudder left, centre. Okay. Oh, I jumped the gun there. Down. You, yes. You, yes. You, yes. You. We want you off, you on left and right packs. Yes, yes.
Make a right turn on Alpha.
Yes. Okay. Before taxi checklist, generators are on. The probe heat is on. The anti-ice not required. The isolation valve is auto. The engine start switches for this aircraft are auto. Recalls checked. The auto brake is RTO. Engine start levers are idle. Detent. The flight controls are checked and dispatch clearance is checked. That's the before taxi checklist complete. Approach velocity 899 with Oscar request taxi. It's going to give us Golf, Alpha, Juliet.
Velocity 899, taxi line Alpha, hold short Juliet.
Alpha, hold short Juliet, velocity 899. Okay, let's get going, guys. So taxi light on, APU coming off. We are clear left and we are clear right. We'll do a turn here to the right. Oh, we've got a little bit more stuff this way. We might do a turn here to the left.
Close 430, runway 34, please take off. Runway 34, please take off, close 430. Transair 128 behind the departing 737, line up behind.
Behind the departing 737, Transair 128.
09er, you are cleared for takeoff.
Roger. Huh?
LA departure frequency 123.9er.
Huh?
Roger. Huh? Request vector. Over. What?
Huh?
Flight 209er, clear for vector 324.
We have clearance, Clarence. Roger, Roger. What's our vector, Victor?
What's going on with these guys? Why does all these ground vehicles keep locking me into this damn gate?
Qantas 228, vacated on November for Charlie 8 domestic.
Qantas 228, taxi by November and Echo, hold short 34.
It's fine. Texaco.
November Echo.
I'll just go behind you, buddy.
Qantas 228.
Velocity 837, contact centre 124.40.
No worries, guys.
24.40, velocity 837, and love you.
Long time?
Please.
So we've got one that's just coming taxiing in off runway 27, which is the intersecting crossing runway just there. We've got one departed just there, and we've got one at the holding point. No, we've got one lined up and one at the holding point just here. And we're round to the left. Beautiful sunset here in Melbourne. We've got one pushing just over here, and Leroy just here.
Qantas 430, passing through 270 for 5,000. 430, you're identified. Climb by the SID flight 240. Climb by the SID flight 240, Qantas 430.
Okay, cabin is secure. We, before takeoff checklist now, please. Before takeoff checklist is flaps. Oh, that sound is way too loud. Flaps are 5 green light and stabilizer trim is 4.9 units set. See you, mate.
Starting.
Velocity 899, on Alpha the kilo, holding point runway 34.
Approach velocity 899, and we can take Juliet. Approach velocity 899, we can take Juliet if that's available.
Velocity 899, if I do that, you'll be up behind King Air. Suggest you take kilo.
Okay, copy. We'll go down to kilo, velocity 899. Alright, we'll go down to kilo. All the way down. All the way down. So going down to the very end here, guys. So keep going down Alpha and then right onto kilo.
Flight Dock 7, there'll be short delay due sequence and wait to be on.
He's just given him that delay, that King Air, the delay. He's gonna set us off next. So we better get cracking down here.
Qantas 228, cross runway 34, continue on Alpha for pass today.
Cross 34.
Hey, Beerbog, hello. Welcome, buddy. Welcome to the stream. I hope you're doing really well. We're just racing to the runway here because the controllers are going to clear us for takeoff. Actually, we might call him ready now. Approach velocity 899 kilo, we're ready.
Velocity 899, runway 34, clear for takeoff.
Clear for takeoff, velocity 899. Okay, clear for takeoff. Over to you. Zoom you in a little bit. There we go. Over to you. Double ding the crew. Lights coming on. On. Clear left. And we've got clear right.
Qantas 228, Echo for pass.
Qantas 228, thanks. Echo for pass to the bay.
We have been cleared for takeoff.
And Qantas on the block, Brahma 26.
Transair 128, so not yet identified. Confirm he's walking 3171.
Alrighty, let's go, guys. Up to 40%. Looking good. Punch it.
3171, confirm for Transair 128.
Transair 128, 3171.
Thrust set. We're accelerating.
3171, Transair 128.
80 knots.
Checked. There's that King Air, the RFDS. Rotate.
Flight level 240, track direct at all green. Flight direct.
Gear up.
Flight level 240, track direct, all green. Transair 1.
Qantas 819 logging off now. Thanks for your help. Have a great evening. Bye-bye.
Remember, folks, good evening. Just say to my reaching Oxford Nova Southern Feeds inbound made information was convoy.
Jetstar 82 Mike, Melbourne approach, g'day.
So acceleration height.
1000 runway 27.
Anytime it's a 7, just say to Mike.
And approach, g'day again, velocity 899 is 2,200 on climb 5,000.
Velocity 899 identified, climb by the SID 2, flight level 240.
Climb by the SID 240, velocity 899.
Flight off 72, line up runway
240, there's up, gear is off, you're off, off. And accelerating nicely out of Melbourne, there's the turn.
Jetstar 82 Mike, descend via the start of 3000.
We descend by the start of 3000, just say to Mike.
Flight off 72, runway
Command
34,
A.
take off.
N1, LNAV, VNAV speed and command. 240 set after takeoff checklist. After takeoff checklist is engine bleeds are on, the packs are auto, landing gear is up and off, and flaps are up, no lights. That's the after takeoff checklist complete. Oh. See you later, Melbourne. One thing we need in AviTab is an ability to turn the night chart mode on. This is very bright.
Well, this could be interesting. I've got a stick pusher failure.
Nothing fresh, dude.
Oh, do you?
Yeah, fuck it. I'm just trying to work out how to fix.
You ain't going nowhere, mate.
On 431 Melbourne Bridge. G'day, maintain 9,000.
Controls are still working.
Beerbog, something Sean will be doing in the morning. How did I just miss that? Okay, we're in clean air. Let's let the crew up. Oh, it's funny. Here we go.
Quarter 430, contact Melbourne Centre, 124.40, g'day.
Okay, there's 1240 there. Okay, there's 10,000, so lights are coming off. That's all good. Standard and standard.
Cross 228, thanks. Question 2, 430, is that me?
Is Corners 43 Milo? 430 Milo? Sounds like it.
Contact 24.0, 430.
Quarter 431, December at the start to 3,000.
One thing I don't think I did before getting airborne was just update the plan here, the flight plan here. That one there, yeah, we didn't. There we go. Just get good old Active Sky playing nice with us.
Suffering engine failures every single time. So it's not log off and simulate your engine failure off my thank you.
Ooh, someone's getting in trouble.
Just clean off pilots from my 27 approach. You can't tell me just thing approach it, thank you.
Some guy keeps simulating engine failures every 10 minutes he takes off.
Trans 128, contact Melbourne Centre, 124.40 today.
124.0, Trans 128, thanks for your time.
Okay.
Quarter 077,
Let the crew up. Let the guests up. Fasten seatbelt sign is off. Pressurization's all looking good.
Taxi by Alpha to Juliet Holding, flight runway 34, Quantum 077.
Ooh, you almost said velocity.
I know, I did.
99, contact Centre, 124.40,
Centre 1240, thanks Greg, velocity 899.
Well, I'm going to fly that a stick pusher. What can possibly go?
A whole lot? Oh dear.
Well, at least it will be fun.
Centre, very good evening, velocity 899 with you on climb flight 240.
What's the 899, climb flight level 370.
370, velocity 899. Okay, there's our final cruise, altitude of flight level 370 set. 370 set and checked. Alrighty, we're almost coming to the end there. There's Dozell of the departure, so we can go ahead and get rid of some of this stuff now. There we go. Home on you, turn you off and close you down. We'll bring you guys down here.
They bought their tickets. They knew what they were getting into. I say let them crash.
Hey Locke, how you going? Welcome to the stream. Hello Lachlan.
132.0, g'day.
Lachlan C2, hello, welcome. Hope you're doing well. We're just airborne out of Melbourne for Sydney and through 20,000 feet. have you just found us, Lachlan? I don't really remember your name, or have you seen me before? You find a Sydney in real life in June. Nice, buddy. Nice.
It's been these boys are supposed quite on Tuesday.
You just got Twitch. Awesome, buddy. Well, welcome to the
It's my 11, so
the phenomenon.
Do the flight if we can get the end of flight on Tuesday.
The fire is different to maintain while people there.
The sun is very much going down. Can we get some floodlights going on here? There we go. Make the cockpit a little bit lighter for us.
First 969, turns ready, advise ready to call.
Turn you off. 1121's next on you. We'll switch over and flick you on.
First 969, cleared to Melbourne by Canberra, Andrew. Climb via the ship to 9000. Canberra 1 departure, runway 35. Squawk 3163 departures of me.
Larrikin, those volumes are okay, aren't they, mate? That corner sky's really light on the volume though. The ATC's loud, but that other guy's...
And his name is John Zibo.
Lachlan C2, thank you so much for the follow, buddy. Welcome to the channel again. If you've got any questions or comments, please shout out.
Anton, Chemical Nice 1005, Pushback is at US Discussion Call for taxi.
The thing I like about that light is it's a real light and I can move it around and the light goes wherever I move it to, which is really, really cool. Yeah, we're all good. Awesome. Very good. Lachlan, do you do any flying yourself? Is it are you on Vatsim as well?
Talk rate 22, so it's available. Rate 22, so it's available.
Someone's away from the keyboard or something.
By any chance of that food?
Oh, Freight 22, go ahead.
Top rate 22, cleared to Liddy 6 Alpha Alpha, remain 27, render the descent flight level 250.
That looks silly there, we'll check it out now.
Alpha arrival runway 27, when ready, descent flight level 250, top rate 22.
I have flight sim, but I don't use it very often. Ah, it's okay, buddy. What sort of flight sim is it? Like FSX or something like that, or even Prepared? Getting a little bit cool here. Just turn that guy down a little bit. That guy's hot a little bit. There we go. Oops, charts, Melbourne. What do we got here? Dozel, Ebony and Ran. So what did we have? So we're over the top of Dozel with 6.1 tonnes. Dozel, we wanted to be over at 5.6, so we've definitely got some fuel up our sleeves there. Ebony 5.4, Ebony 4.8, so yeah, not too bad there. Still up on the plan. Excuse me, Iran with 5.3, Iran 4.7, yeah, so we're about 600 up on the plan. Which ain't too bad. It's a good place to be in rather than 600 under. Microsoft Flight Sim, but I don't use VR on Steam. Okay, you don't use VR. Okay. Yeah, VR definitely takes it to a new level, that's for sure. What have we got there? Have we got an airport just there? Wycombe. Okay. I was saying on the previous sector when we flew from Canberra to Melbourne that I've been flying a lot of light GA aircraft and haven't flown many jets for about a month, so being up this high is quite a novelty. I've been down around 8,000 feet, so getting up to 30,000 feet, 37,000 feet, which is what we'll have today or tonight, is definitely a novelty.
Yeah, that's descend flight level 130. And all stations, Melbourne Centre is now closing. You can watch one to see those planes. 8:59 remains will also contact approach on 124. Very small. Oh, I have a...
Oh, Melbourne Centre's logging off.
1244, rec pick, you know.
It's only 8:30.
Well, I'm up without any drama so far.
Oh, good. Well, Melbourne Centre's just logging off, so it must be bedtime for those guys. Alright, so back to you. 128. Stop it. 28.
South is logging off, is it?
Yeah, firm. What's Unicom again? 1282, isn't it?
Yep.
Forgotten. Yeah, 1282. Okay.
Fucking Greggy got me.
What did he do?
Bloody got me. He got me quicker than I could get myself. He told me.
Someone busted a height restriction, I think, just then.
I looked at it and I thought, fuck, I've just gone over 5,000, and he pinged me straight away.
You got
fucking right on me, he was.
Yeah,
fucking
mate.
Right on me, you bastard.
Yeah, he'd be following us both pretty closely.
Yeah, fucking got away from me quick.
1228, that's it. Thanks, Beerbo. I knew that didn't look right. That's right, 122. That's, yes, 1228. We'll go the other way. I knew that didn't look right. Unicom's 1228, Leroy.
Yeah, I'm not on it yet.
Thanks, Big Bog. I appreciate it, mate. I knew that didn't look right. 1228. There we go. Okay, there's flight level 370.
Fuck, now I've had to go into a dive and throttle back for fuck's sake.
Shouldn't have busted the clearance, mate.
Yeah, I know.
Alright, now that we're outside controlled airspace and we've got 600 kilos worth of fuel up our sleeve, let's really blow the doors off this thing. So 0.81 for cruise, execute you, we'll take it up. Can we get 0.82 out of it? Insufficient fuel, we'll be fine. 0.82. We'll really get it singing. That 54 knot tailwind, we should be able to hopefully bust 500 knots here. 490.
Fuck, he sent me down, now I'm back up again.
Now he's just playing with you.
He's punking me, mate.
Oh yeah,
Wait till I see.
here comes 500 ground speed. And here we go. 500. Welcome to the 500 club, everyone. I need to mute my DJ bot. There we go. 0.82. Rocketing. Can we do 0.825 in this thing? This is a rocket. 8.225. Nah, 0.82 is as far as it goes. Okay. Oh, you skipped it up to 0.823 anyway. We're practically almost there. Alrighty. Let's have a little bit of a look here. What's that doing for our fuel calculations? Still estimating Sydney at 4.6. Okay. Okay, now that we are established very much in the climb, in the cruise, let me jump out of VR here, guys. We'll go back to desktop mode until we get closer to our top of descent. Let me just jump out of VR real quick. There we go, back on frequency, or back off frequency, back with you guys. Let me get rid of this guy and get rid of you. Here we go. Oh, it is a very dark cockpit at the moment, isn't it? There we go. That brings a little bit of light back on the flight deck there as we trek on. Nothing but darkness. Nothing but darkness. Let's get some charts up here and have a little bit of a look here. Get the Navigraph desktop charts going. Still downloading my ortho. Still going hard and fast. I thought I would be done hours ago. No, absolutely not. Okay, so Sydney is what we want. Let's have a look at Sydney Airport here on the charts. It's not what I wanted to do. What plane are you using? Look, we're in the Boeing 737-800 is what we're in. If we bring... Oh, what's the aviation flashlight button in this? Did I turn it on? No. There it is. A bit dark on the flight deck here at the moment. I'll show you down the back here. We've got some settings here which are really, really nice. Cabin lighting. If we go to cruise, I think it's night sleep or it might be cruise. Let's just have a look here. I need my aviation flashlight again. It's so dark. There's the door. Where's the door handle? There it is. There you go. Look how nice that looks down there. The nice cruise night lighting. Very, very nice. Okay, we are coming up on our top of descent. So let's have a little bit of a look here at the charts. What do we got? Standard terminal arrival route. So we are coming in via Rivet into Sydney. So we're coming up from here. So it'll be Rivet, and then I'm thinking, pretty sure it's going to be. We've got Sydney. No, Melbourne Snowy Centre on. I'm pretty sure with the weather in Sydney. Did you like the cabin? I take it. Yes, Finn, I love the cabin. Thank you so much, buddy. I really do appreciate it. Actually, we probably should go back and have a look at the cabin given the fact that the amazing work you did. Let's go back and have a real quick look here. I think I probably should turn the other lights on, Finn. It might be a little bit dark here. Oh, okay, so that's what it looks like at night. Did you find the Easter egg? This guy here, this? You mean this? Is that the Easter egg or is there another one? Yes, he is famous. That looks awfully familiar, that photo. That image. Close that door. That looks good. Thank you so much, Finn. I really do appreciate it. So, what did we have here in Sydney? Exclamation mark Meta YSSY. What was the weather doing in Sydney? 030 at 18 knots. 030 at 18. Yes, sir. 030 at 18. 34. That's going to be a nice crosswind. I wonder if we can use 07. We can't. We got here approach. Oh, please contact me on 1240. Okay, let's contact him on 1240. Melbourne Sydney, good evening. Velocity 899, maintaining flight level 370.
Velocity 899, report your present mark.
Mark point 82, velocity 899.
Velocity 899, proceeding maintain not above mark decimal 77.
Oh. I gotta be slowing to 0.77, velocity 899. Oh, where's the fun in that?
Quarter 430 in Melbourne Centre.
We got in trouble for going too fast. 0.77.
He's on DMA. He's watching us like hawks.
He is.
Fuck, of all flights for me to fly the dash for the first time on 18. So.
What's going on with my performance here at the moment?
Left downwind, clear visual approach, runway 34 left.
We've got really, really bad frames here at the moment for some reason. I don't know why. Oh, they're coming back now. Can you keep high speed at a different level? Finn, well, maybe, but I'm not particularly worried about it. Oh, now that we're in controlled airspace, I guess we'll get something like this.
90, I think that was, I can offer you further descent in about 4 miles. Stand by. Break 22. Qantas 822, Melbourne Centre.
What do we got here? Airport info.
Melbourne Centre, Qantas 822, go ahead. Qantas 822, is that you calling?
I think we'll get 3-4 left tonight, I'm pretty sure.
I'll get back to you with airways clearance in a couple of minutes, getting some admin done, yeah.
Okay, it's just a thought in case it was set for flight level. Ooh, well, let's have a look actually at that. We'll have a look.
And toll freight 22, yeah, roger, that was me calling. Yeah, toll freight 22, I'm unable to provide an aeroplane service at Sydney at the moment. You can depart under your discretion.
There's one below me, so I'd be flying up over the top of him.
3-4 right are active, and
3-4 left and 3-4 right.
ready at the holding point.
Okay, 3-4 left and 3-4
Toll
right.
freight 22, we're 7 miles from Lisbon, inbound from Melbourne. Toll freight 22, there you are, sorry.
We're not the only one cooking up tonight.
Descend to 9,000, QNH, start 908, toll freight 22,
Now I've got some time I can go through Mud Spike's prepare guide and work out what the hell the stick shake.
331, runway 34, good takeoff.
Runway 34 for corner 7 secure.
Finn, I've just sent you a message on Discord. I might have to. Can you resend me the texture file? Maybe I stuffed that up, mate. I think I stuffed it up. All right, 80 miles top of descent. We're gonna probably start thinking about this.
Melbourne Sydney, g'day. 250. Course 430, g'day.
Come do it here, babe. Come dance here. So my partner is dancing beside me. What do we got here? We want airports.
Course 430, thanks, bro. Velocity 899.
Go ahead for velocity 899. Canberra Milk Kid. Max, hey 23 Max, how you doing? Welcome to the stream.
899. For some reason, you're grounding 30 knots less than the brain. But you're gaining on it, so I'll get you to go max speed for me.
Okay, going to ludicrous speed, velocity 899. Ludicrous speed. Engage ludicrous speed.
Velocity 898. Descend to 3,500 stars.
Oops, we will probably do, sorry, 0.82. That was the wrong way to do that. There we go, 0.82. FS Cloud or Vatsim, we're on Vatsim. We're flying Melbourne to Sydney, the second and last leg. Speed up, baby, speed up. We've got to overtake a corner. Oh, there he is. I see you.
Toll freight 22, descend by the starting 3,000. Descend by the starting 3,000, toll freight 22.
How come he's speeding up? He's flying away from us now. We're speeding up and yet he's speeding up. Says FS Cloud up the top? It does? Oh, that's my bad, buddy. That's my bad. Sorry about that. That's, yeah, that's my boo-boo. That's my boo-boo. We're going to need a rival detail, Sydney. We're getting really close. Good job, mate. And a center velocity 899 request arrival details. Alright, we're going to get a 3-4 left rivet 8, so let's go chuck that in now.
Charlie Juliet Golf runway 3415.
Departures, arrivals. The Rivet 3 arrival for the ILS 34 left.
Velocity 8B9, star clearance to Rivet 3, arrival run 34 left, maintain flight level 370.
Rivet 3 for 34 left, maintain flight level 370, velocity 899. Okay, that is our arrival, so let's go chuck this in here. So we want an airport chart, we want a arrival chart for the Rivet 3, we want an approach chart for the ILS runway 34 left. Okay, so the first chart is this guy just here, so Rivet. So we're a Rivet, no restriction at bigger, 8,000 or above, which we've got. Tammy at 9,000 or below, which we have. From Tammy it's to Boogie. Is it to Boogie? It is. We're missing a Boogie. Oh, we're missing a few waypoints actually. This is why you do your checks. So from Tammy, we're missing a Boogie. B-O-O-G-I. We've got a Boogie, and then we've got a Judoc. Judoc. And then we've got a Nasho. Nasho. Okay, from Boogie, we want to be at 6 or above. Dudok, expect radar vectors to final. Soji at 3,000. We want to be 200/3000 there. Beautiful. That's looking a bit better. Okay. Now that that's all plugged in, what do we got? We're landing with 4.4 still. I don't reckon that's updating right. For 4.4. Initialize initial index performance 61.4 on that. 55.2 if my maths 65.2 sorry if my maths is any good. Chuck you in there. Flaps 40 141 for us. There we go. Alright, let's go ahead and get the aircraft configured up for our arrival. Course 355 for us on that side, 355 for us on that side, and elevation of the field of just 21 feet. 50 feet set up, we'll just make it 0, that's closer to 21 than 50 is. Auto brake 1 for excuse me, auto brake 1 for us, runway 34 left, really long runway, and 270 on the minimums, 270 set just there. 210 and maintain that speed, velocity 899. Okay, so he wants us to maintain the speed here. So 0.82 in the descent.
Bit of a touch of a tailwind up here, it's going alright.
Yeah, fam, I've got 45 knots up here at 37,000 feet.
You get 370 knots ground speed out of the dash, that's pretty good.
Okay, 1093, so let's go ahead and get this set up. 1093, we'll set as primary receiving on that. 1121 set on that, receiving primary on nav2. The VOR comes up here, we're not receiving yet. We'll chuck Sydney in as a fix and give ourselves slash 100, which will be roughly where our top of descent is, slash 50, slash 25. There you go, 100 line was your damper just there, your damper. Our top of descent. Alrighty, and 1002. 1002 on standby. Okay, let's do an arrival briefing, everyone. It is getting, this flight's going rather quick, so I want to get everything set up before we absolutely need it. So we've been cleared the Rivet 3 RNAV arrival for Sydney. The wind, the weather down in Sydney is a wind of out of the northeast of 18 knots, 030 at 18. Cav OK, temperature 25, QNH 1002, no significant weather forecasted, which is great. Really should be a smooth flight in. Pity we're not going to runway 16, we could see the city a little bit better. But 34 left for us, so via Rivet here, it's Rivet to Bigham at 8,000 or above, which we've checked, Tammy at 9,000 or below, Boogie at 6 or above, and that's a right hand turn to Dudok and Nasho. And then we expect vectors for the approach. So if we zoom in a little bit here and go to the legs page and we put that onto plan, you'll see exactly what I'm talking about. We'll step through, we should have a right turn here, which we do at Boogie, and then vectors from Nasho. So we want to make sure we maintain heading 155, and then we get vectors around for the approach. The approach is just here. This is the chart 11-10, effective the 8th of November for the ILS primary for 34 right, which is the wrong runway. Dear oh dear. Good catch, Shauno. What do we got? 34 left. ILS localizer primary 34 left. Okay, that's looking about 1101. 110. I had a feeling when I was chucking that in that that wasn't right. 1101. This is why we do the checklist. And 220 on the minimums. 220 set. Okay, so this is the correct chart now. This is chart 11-7 for the ILS localizer runway 34 left. It's course 335. Wow, I'm really on fire tonight. 335. 335 cross-checked. Course 335. It's 110.1, 110.1, which is the primary on receiving on nav 1. The primary receiving on nav 2 is the VOR of 1121. I'll just check that right now. Looking at the chart, we want to be at sausage at 3,000 feet, which we are in the box, which is fine. And coming up on that top of descent we've got set there. The missed approach for this one is track 335 at mandatory 500 feet turn left and track 320 to take us away from the parallel runway climb to 3,000 or directed by ATC. Minimum of 2,700 feet around the airfield. We're coming in on runway 34 left, which is this guy here. It's over 30 or just shy of 13,000 feet long, and we don't have to get off it until here over on Bravo 9. We'll ask for a roll through onto Golf because our bay is over here at Domestic 2 and Domestic 3. So that's we got auto brakes 1. For our weight, we're touching down flaps 40 at 141, so it's going to be VREF plus 5 on that, so 146 down the approach. Flaps 40 landing, the aircraft is fine, nothing else we need to really worry about. That's the departure briefing completed. If anyone's got any questions, let me know. And over to the descent checklist. Why did my autopilot just go off? Oh no, we're good. Descent checklist: pressurization, landing altitude of 0 set. The recalls checked. The auto brake is level 1. The landing data, we've got a VREF of 141, flaps 40, and a minimums of 220 feet. The approach briefing has been completed. That's the descent checklist complete. What a mouthful, need a beer.
Runway 35, when ready to descend to flight level 130.
Center velocity 899 vacating. Sorry, Leroy. Just trample on Leroy then. Go ahead, mate.
Center, read back 7 Alpha, transition Ebony, runway 35 and clear for flight level 130, Qantas 077.
Qantas 07, thanks, break down, just 512 descent to 3,000
Mate,
on Dasho.
you ain't a velocity.
070.
Yeah, I know, I need an ATR so I can be.
Descent 3,000 and
Bloody hard happens.
and left 070 and back to 1 Center Qantas 822, you copy the flight plan? Yeah.
Okay, how are we going here? We're on descent. We're about 2,000 feet high here. Let Barb know my sim crashed.
He's
Oh,
been a good
Milo.
lad. He's pretty much given me my exact flight.
What, Milo, what was your flight? What was your call sign? And, yeah, your sim crashed. I wonder what it was. Well, we want to keep the descent, the speed up.
Was my
center velocity 899. Just sorry for the late call. We are on descent, and also Qantas 430. Just want to let you know that he's crashed his sim and will be off for the night.
Velocity 899. That's too bad. Must have been too many vectors. Descent to 10,000. Sydney 1002.
10,000. Hopefully the same doesn't happen for us. And on 1002, velocity 899. 10,000 set. Okay, we're coming up on that profile now, so we're about to jump into VR.
Yes, up on 12 position, 2.5 miles to the left with the 34 left center line, and heading 010, clear left runway 34 left approach. So left heading 010, clear left approach 34 left, step up.
Okay, get rid of the boards. Time for VR, guys, so I'm going to switch to this lovely mic. It was the velocity 899 wake too, you forgot me. No. Okay, let's enable VR. Alrighty, and over to you. Stream's gone black. That's all ops normal. And give me a sec, guys. I'll see you all back in VR. Okay. Let me ding-a-ding-a-ding. Here we go.
I was gonna reckon, like, picking up this whole, you know. No, ball face. XA 59, no, ball face supplies there. XA 59, no, ball face supplies there. XA 59, no, ball face supplies there.
Okay, so we want move VR, please. Bring you into VR. Hello guys, welcome back to the flight deck. We'll chuck you guys up there. Get rid of you. You were and 500 meters outside my right window at one stage. Oh wow, that was you in front of me, Milo. That was you. Okay. Milo, what crashed your sim? What's at the bottom of your log file?
Velocity 837, you can descend 3,000. Descend 3,000.
That the thing was I was ding .82. What?
Right, Juliet, whiskey taxi by go across runway 34 to back.
Can I chuck you guys a little bit smaller and chuck you about there? Sorry, I was doing Mach .82. Why were you doing Mach .82 when he told me to do .82?
Just R512, threshold wind 020 degrees, 14 knots.
You're not making any sense, Milo. What's going on?
Clear for left.
We're at the top of rivet? No, not yet. Oh, itchy eye. Sorry guys, let me just fix that up. Okay, getting a little bit higher on profile. I was doing .82 since top of climb. Oh, okay. Well, for some reason, Milo, I was catching you. If that was me behind you, he cleared me to .82 to go over the top of you. So, what wins did you have, Milo? Did you have those wins? 281 at 35? Doesn't sound like you did. Are we in this chart yet? Oh, here we come. I had bad FPS, that's what happened. Sim was running slow. That's a shame, Milo. Sorry to hear it, buddy. You were going faster. Oh, okay, copy. You were jumping around a little bit, Milo, when I was coming up on you. You were dancing like backwards and forwards a bit.
37 descended to 10,000. 10,000 more 38.7.
Vatsim goes on FPS, really?
Velocity 837, heading 010. 010 velocity.
Sorry to hear it anyway, Milo. A sim crash of a fellow sim is never a good thing. Yeah, copy.
Velocity 899, reduce profile speed, descent to 8,000.
Profile speed and 8,000, velocity 899. 8,000.
Velocity 899, just very descend to 8,000, resume profile speed.
8,000 and profile speed, velocity 899.
You should be hot there, mate.
Hey?
It's rounded off.
Yeah, mate, hammering along.
Yeah. Okay, close 822, I'll make one plan, yeah, stand by 2 seconds.
Okay, Bigham at 8,000 or above. Yep, Tammy at 9,000 or below. I think we're bang on there, exactly where we want to be.
Velocity 8, Lino left, runway 3, Lino left, runway 34 left. Lino left, runway 34 left, 458.
Okay, away with the boards. Why Zibo put me in a descent mode before top of climb? I think I need an update. You were in descent mode before your top of climb? Jeez, Milo, yeah, that sounds like you need to do something. Milo, maybe just download the 3.33 full and then just patch it up, so do a whole fresh install of it. Okay, we'll fasten seatbelt signs on now. We'll just go straight to the lights on, Lego light on.
Velocity 87, sorry about that. You can continue left turn and rejoin the ILS from the right, runway 34 left, edge lane. No worries, mate.
Okay, standard. Okay, 1002, 1002 set.
Go ahead, Qantas 822. Qantas 822, you're cleared to Canberra via Coastal Canberra, runway 34, Coastal 9 departure. Climb via the SID 25000, squawk 3164, departure frequency 124.0. Clear to Canberra, Dossal and Dossal 9, plan route 5000, squawk 3164 and departure is 124.0. Qantas 822. Qantas 822. Melbourne Sydney. I believe there's an aircraft on runway 34 left.
Well, that wouldn't be unusual.
Yeah, velocity 837, I have no idea who that is. He just popped up and started taking off. Your manual discretion. I think I'll be okay. Velocity 837.
Call the fire trucks. There's Sydney Airport ahead of us there.
Velocity 899, 5000.
5000, velocity 899. We can just do a gradual descent here.
All I can say, I've never seen a Wargate group steady takeoff on the runway.
6,000 or above.
There you have.
Okay. Don't let him see you say that, Milo.
Request start pushback. Qantas 822 pushback approved. Approved, Qantas 822. Velocity 899, descend to 4000.
4000, velocity 899. 4000 set. Okay, let's make the flight deck a little bit darker. I'm just going to pull you guys out of my vision here because you are a little bit bright.
Velocity 837, roll through to Golf is approved. Through on Golf, velocity 8. 837 Pacific Bay. Velocity 837, taking away Bravo, cross runway 07 for the bay. If you Bravo cross 07 on the bay, you velocity 837. What is 822 request? Close 822, taxi like Tango, Alpha Juliet, Holly Point, runway 34. Taxi by Tango, Alpha Juliet.
Laurie, yeah, he's in the dash, Milo. Is he coming to Sydney or is he going to Canberra? You going to Canberra or Sydney, Milo? Whatever your name is, Leroy?
Going to Canberra, mate.
Oh,
Too
yeah.
far on the dash.
Copy, mate. Your luck, Sean. Hey, buddy?
And velocity 99, I'm not getting anything on your readback.
Approach velocity, center velocity 899.
Yeah, velocity 899, descent 3000 from Nasho, turn left heading 070.
3000 from Nasho 070, velocity 899. 3000. And from Nasho 070, so let's just hang about here for a second. That'll do us. We got a little bit, that's one.
Mate, he's got me vigorously checking the bloody star for any speed restrictions or altitude restrictions.
Qantas 960, descend 5 now.
When I was on final, the Rogue A330 took off from 16 right. Oh yes, I heard. That was a great 330 takeoff from the opposite runway with someone on final. Yes, absolutely.
Velocity 899, position 3 miles to the left of the 34 left, settle up and turn left heading 010. Maintain 3000 until established clear dial left runway 34 left. Left heading 010, maintain 3000 until established cleared ILS approach, velocity 899. Okay, we've been cleared for the approach. The approach checklist is altimeters 1002, 1002, 1002, approach checklist complete. Over to VOR lock mode now. Charlie Juliet Golf, start clearance available. Charlie Juliet Golf, you clear the river 3, arrival runway 34 left, maintain
Flaps 5. Okay, here comes the localizer now, VOR lock, in we turn, over to approach mode. 3, 3, 5. There we go. There is Sydney ahead of us. Oh, maybe Milo. I think join FS and it was one of those things that can be used with anything actually. Maybe. Is gear down. As at a velocity 899 established 34 left, request roll through to golf.
Velocity 899, thank you, runway 34 left, cleared to land, roll through to golf is approved.
34 left and roll through to golf, clear to land, velocity 899. Okay, clear, we've got clearance. keep slowing up. Flaps 25. What do we got here? It was 141. 141 plus 5, 146. Flaps 25. Beautiful. Flaps 30. And finally, flaps 40. Landing checklist, please. The landing checklist is as follows. Engine start levers, engine start switches, sorry, for this aircraft are auto. The speed brake is armed. The landing gear is down 3 green, and flaps are 40 green light. Landing checklist complete. Okay, I have control.
Melbourne Sydney, corner time 6 minutes at about 5,000. Corner 960, 910 to 3,000, clear 9 west, runway 27 approach. 3,000
Okay, looking good.
1,000 feet, stabilized, Mr. Birch, altitude 7.
Stable and 3,000 set. Who we got there? Hello, Asan177. Welcome to the stream. Hope you're well. Welcome. 1080 for sure, and using the Oculus Rift. Sorry guys, just at this critical moment now, there might be a little bit of a delay on me getting back to you. Just going to keep my head looking out the window here. A little left, wind air 14 knots.
500.
Coming back on it now.
400.
My throttles.
Minimums.
Continue.
100. 50. 40. 30. 20.
Center on approaching 9,000, corner 077. 070, you got 200 feet to go.
I'm trying to send a line here. Oh, we touched down there. 164.
80 knots.
80 knots. Manual braking. A little bit right there when we got a bloody that crosswind. Gotta get onto my rudder pedals. Okay, so what do we got here? It's gonna be us just here, isn't it? Is that golf? No, that's not golf. We're down here. We haven't even crossed over yet. What am I going on about? Alright, let's keep the power up.
Class 077, descent to 6,000. 6,000, corner 077.
Okay, so we should have golf coming up here on the right as our next taxiway, just here.
31, you're leaving my airspace control and identification services to change approved. Yeah. We want to just like the corner fracture 321. Thanks very much, mate. Good work tonight. Corner 077, clear west runway 35 approach.
Master caution, anti-ice.
Clear west runway 35, corner 077. Center Quantity 22, holding flank Juliet, runway 34 ready.
We won't bug Senna with requesting taxi clearance. We're off his... We're out of his way now.
Runway 34, Quantity 22.
Start the APU. APU's coming online now. You're off, 4,900 on you, yes, back to 100, and you'll get the aircraft ship shape for the next crew, back to 100, everything's looking good there, and we are on the next left. This is us just here, you can see Centre Point Tower in the background above the terminal there. Park next to me. Oh, buddy, I missed it. Sorry. I didn't realise that was you. My bad. Sorry. Oh, Voz 837. Sorry, buddy. I'm going to park opposite end of you, though. I'll park on the other side of you.
Charlie Juliet, Delta, wind reading 25 level 210.
Okay, on the bus. Taxi light off. On the bleeds. This is us just here. Bay 38 for us. Oh wow, whoa, okay. That 38's for you. Oh god, okay. Where's all my taxiways gone? Where's all my auto gates gone? Yeah, right. That was interesting. We're at the right bay. We're at domestic 3. Yeah, I've normally got nose-in guidance systems and stuff here. Where are my nose-in guidance systems? Where's my aero bridges that I put on? What's going on here? Something's going on. Something's a bit dodgy. In we come. Oh well, I guess the aero bridge is busted and we'll have to do a full standoff. It's okay. We'll pull up a bit shorter here. Here we go. On the brakes. There we go. On the brakes. On the bus. On the bleeds. Shutting down. Beautiful, there we go, 1 hour and 15 minutes for us. Alrighty, off. This aircraft terminates here, so off. As fast as these belts off, anti-collision light is off. We'll turn the wheel well lights on. Doors open. And we'll go ahead and get the ground guys here, open, on, and drive up, please. Okay, shutdown checklist. Fuel pumps, everything off but one for the APU. Propeats are off, windows are off. Hydraulic panel will get the shocks put in, set shocks, and then we can kill the electric hydraulics. There we go, that's now set. Parking brake is set, engine start levers are cut off, and weather radar is off and off. Shutdown checklist complete. There we go, guys. Well, everyone welcome. Whoa, I've got someone that's going on the top of me. The hell?
Sorry guys, another
Is that you, Peter? What's going on, buddy? Be content with your gate. Alright guys, let me jump out of VR here real quick. I'll see you in just a sec. Alright, let's get rid of you, disable VR and bring you up there.
22, runway 34, clip takeoff.
There we go. Yeah, I don't know what happened to my nosing guidance system here or any of that other cool stuff that that I've got going on.
Charlie Julie Golf, when ready, ascend to 10,000, City code H1002.
Okay. Oh dear, that's interesting. Let's have a look at lovely Sydney.
And his name is John C.
Miss Fun, thank you so much for the follow. Welcome to the stream. Let's just switch mics there. That's probably a little bit better. We'll mute the ATC for now. Look at beautiful Sydney there. It looks absolutely amazing. If we swing back around here and have a little bit of a look at the airport, you can see just here's a few aircraft on the ground. I think we've got we've got 5 on the ground. Have we got anything on approach yet? No, nothing on approach just yet. Well, guys, I hope you really enjoyed the flying. I had a lot of fun. This is what is this? And what lighting? X Vision is the lighting, and let me have a look here. If Chrome will open, yes, Chrome will open. X plane YSSY. There you go. ISDG is the one for Sydney. As you can see, pretty nice scenery. Really nice, actually. That's my Sydney, and using X Vision. Yes. All right, guys. Well, that's probably going to conclude my flying today. I hope you really enjoyed the flight. The Canberra, Melbourne, and then turning the aircraft around in Melbourne to Sydney. It feels good being back in Australia flying. That is always nice to be home flying again. Just in regards to X Vision, it's X Vision impressive. Yeah. All right, guys. Well, until next time, which will be tomorrow. We'll see you this time tomorrow night. I love you all. Welcome to all the new followers to Finn, the latest member of the Fight and Flight crew. Make sure you jump on the Discord and link your Discord to Twitch, and you get a whole bunch of extra stuff as well. All right, guys. Until next time, I'll see you all again tomorrow. Bye for now.
Fuck this shit, I'm out. Fuck this shit, I'm out. No thanks, don't mind me. I'ma just grab my stuff and leave. Excuse me, please. Fuck this shit, I'm out. Nope. Fuck this shit, I'm out. Alright then. I don't know what the fuck just happened, but I don't really care. I'ma get the fuck up out of here. Fuck this shit, I'm out.